everybody. Apologies for the delay. We had sleeping-based issues
I'm sorry, I've had a nap.
that seem entirely justified in context. I've chosen music. As a matter of fact, I've chosen Darius's theme to bring us into this session. Episode 45. We're getting closer and closer to 50. It's crazy. So, time for the recap, because everybody is tired, but this is going to invigorate, hopefully, everybody, including me, because I have to do this. So, when last we saw the crew of the Gloved Molotov, like, poop hit the fan real bad.
That's
not even gonna sugarcoat it. It got pretty rough. Darius and Lockie thought it would be a wonderful idea to get cyberware on a planet after a psychic who could see the future told them not to. So that happened.
Hey. Even it out, she was a crazed nutcase who might be full of shit or might not.
That's true, but the actions were still taken, and as a result, Darius and Lockie are now expressing some kind of mysterious allegiance to some glorious leader, and took it upon themselves to attempt to abduct PIMM from the Milan and take him down to the planet's surface. After what can only be described as an absolute cluster mess.
You
because
can
I don't
swear on
swear.
the channel, Rory.
I can, but I won't. I don't.
He's a proper British gentleman.
I don't swear. So an absolute cluster mess occurred in space, which included a rescue craft attempting to intervene. But the long and short of it is PIMM is now safely installed in the Milan's computer. Catalina and Dr. Charles are passengers of the Milan's new cargo lighter being flown by Dimitri, and Lockie and Darius are very badly trapped in the cockpit of a Papadias shuttle that Darius set on a collision course with the cargo lighter. And try as Dimitri did, it seemed that the autopilot software did just a little bit better than him on piloting checks a few too many times, and so a collision did in fact occur. However, right after that collision, PIMM was able to intervene and take hold of both shuttles using the Milan's tractor beams. But before we move on from that, we have to resolve how much damage people took from the crash. So, everybody except PIMM, can you all make me physical effect saves? Because I highly anticipate that everyone saw it coming. So you could have braced for impact.
So who's doing that? All of us?
Everybody except PIMM.
Does it mean I get an advantage if I'm bracing?
No, it just means that you might not take as much damage if you succeed.
15, I saved.
Okay.
19. Aided by 1.
Okay.
This is
I
the
did
first time
not
I've rolled
make
a D20 in about 5 weeks, and I rolled a 1.
Okay.
And I'm the pilot.
You are indeed the pilot.
I rolled a 2.
You were distracted trying to dodge them so you couldn't brace properly.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, I'm now on the roof or on the other side of the console, or who knows.
I was too busy
Imagine
helping
you would have been
Dimitri.
strapped. You
No.
would have been strapped into a seat.
Huh?
You would have been strapped into the pilot seat.
Not necessarily. You see,
That's right. It's Dimitri piloting.
Okay, fine.
I pilot Star Trek style, like this.
Like Micah.
One leg up.
Okay.
No.
Dimitri, and I am flying to get my friends.
So
I did.
everybody.
I did think in my head like a Star Trek, just.
It's basically like a very dramatic Star Trek bump, except bad things have occurred. Everybody who failed their save take 18 points of damage,
Oh.
and everybody who succeeds takes 9.
18 points of damage.
Yes.
Catalina's on -1.
Oh boy.
And I'm on 0.
What? Exactly 0.
Yeah. I have 9 hit points currently.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. There's no way Dimitri can take us both on. This is a party wipe.
I'm good.
Well, you got to get out of your box first.
Oh boy, I may have dealt you all too much damage.
Catalina was already down 10 hit points from Darius.
So is Christian.
Yeah,
No,
it was
that was
already
from
been-
Christian, not me.
I didn't take damage from Christian.
Yeah, he dragged you through an airlock. That's where he took it.
No,
Yeah.
No,
Most
I
of
also
the
took
damage
damage
was
from one of you
taken-
guys.
from
Wasn't
you
me.
starting the
Ah.
the spin.
Definitely wasn't me.
The spin did hurt somewhat.
The spin did 6 points of damage, and then
Yeah.
when I
Cushion
busted us
Lena.
out of the side of the ship, she took another 4.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm beginning to rethink that amount of damage. Hang on a second.
How did you even come up with this?
I rolled 4d6.
I mean, that makes sense.
For a gentle tap, for a gentle crash, you rolled.
It wasn't a gentle crash. I was intentionally ramming two ships together at the highest force they could possibly go.
Yeah,
But it
Yeah,
wouldn't have
we-
been that
both
hard
traveling
because
in the same
we're
direction.
both traveling in the same direction at relative speed.
Yes,
So
but
while
I
it would have
missed-
been a
I
bad
missed the-
crash,
I
don't think
missed
it
the
would
roll
have
by
been
one.
3d6.
No.
So
what
you're
you're
going
saying is you've got two
faster.
cars on a highway, right? And they're going right in the same direction. One of them pulls up parallel to the other car and attempts a pit maneuver on the first one as hard as possible.
yeah.
Hit maneuvers don't cause that much damage.
Yes, they
There's no-
absolutely do.
They cause a lot of
Chris,
whiplash as well.
Let me quickly. That is taking into account that the road is also offering resistance on the bottom of the vehicle, which causes the forward thrust and momentum, as well as hitting from the side. Usually, you collapse, turn, and spin barrel roll, which is where that damage comes from. But there is no obstacles in space for you
We're
to
also
have that
traveling at
traction.
far higher speeds.
It's okay. It is
Just
what
by
it is.
virtue of me realizing that is in fact a high number, once again, my apologies, I'm somewhat tired. I will be amending the damage roll just because I feel like it. And I am God.
Because he is God.
He is
I am
Space
God.
Master.
I am Space Master. So those of you who failed their rolls shall in fact be taking 12, and those who succeed will take 6.
Okay, I'm not dead.
Not yet.
Just because I just thought to myself, what's a good number to roll? And I'm
Forgot it's not
I'm
D&D
brain-
and that it starts with a
Yeah.
number.
I have also been running D&D on every second
Yeah,
Monday,
that
and
is
my
true. The
grasp
fertility of
of-
stars without number is much higher.
so sticking with that. Please amend your hit points appropriately, and so that occurs.
Just a flesh wound.
There will also be damage dealt to both vessels, but that's not going to be quite as severe. The slight kiss is just going to be a d4 of damage to each vessel. Each vessel takes 2 points of damage. They're both still operable, more or less. However, the punishment being applied to the cockpit of the shuttle that Darius and Lockie are in is becoming more and more substantial. The front left glass is now buckled inward and is cracking. By design, it can take this kind of punishment, but damage has been sustained. That's somewhat obscuring your vision through that.
So, technical
pain.
question, Space Master.
Yes.
If you push something like glass in, but
Yes.
there's pressure inside and there's vacuum outside, doesn't it then not buckle out of it?
It's buckled in from the impact, and then as pressure builds up with oxygen behind the glass, it will buckle outwards and explode.
Or just pop back to where it currently is. I mean, do you know the amount of force that you need to break a windshield? I assume a spacecraft has got far stronger glass than a windshield.
So the windscreen has taken damage, but moving on. PIMM, you have both vessels now held in the Milan's tractor beam.
Okay, I'm gonna bring them both in.
Okay.
Um,
I will inform you of something. On deck 4, there is room for the cargo lighter to land, but there is only room for it. You may be able to squeeze the shuttle into the cargo bay on deck 3, however.
I will bring the cargo lighter in, and I will leave the other ship in space.
Okay.
But
Where
I
are you
will
going?
not in the tractor beam. I'm not letting it go forward or back. I'm holding it where it is.
So you're just holding it in. Are you going to move it to near a door, or just leave it where you grabbed it, just suspend it in space?
I'll lift it up, suspend it in space, and have the grav cannon trained on it.
Okay. So you move it around to be in range of the grav cannon, and the grav cannon at this stage, the modifications that you were putting in place to like hide the grav cannon from prying eyes are only partially completed. The grav cannon itself can be deployed, but the like shell that like tucks it up inside the ship is still only partially built. So like a weird janky framework just like shudders open, and a grav cannon just drops out and is aiming at this shuttlecraft as you hold it in stasis.
Tazi and Lucia, please head to the cargo lighter on deck 4. I will send some of my, well, I'm not sure what to call them yet, but I will be bringing along sedatives and stun batons. I ask that you arm yourself with non-lethal weapons.
This is getting spicy, Lockie. I think it's time we got out of here.
Hailing.
What promise is?
Hailing.
I'm going to attempt to hack to the comms as I'm answering them on a different channel and shut down power on the ship.
Oh. Okay. Shut down all power.
All power on their ship.
Okay. Well, while normally a hack would be you making a roll, I believe since PIMM is physically installed, this will be a contested computers roll.
Okay.
It just seems fair, because since PIMM has access to outrageous processing power, he can assign a few of him to count.
But I've got 3d6 and I rolled a 12 on the dice.
God damn. PIMM.
Is it even worth me rolling?
Yes.
At this point, I'm just gonna not so much resist, I'm gonna sandbox. A trick I learned from Darius when we first met each other.
So you're trying to slow it down?
So
No, sandbox it.
I'm on 16.
Because you're using the connection with my hail in order to do it, right?
No, I was making a separate connection while answering your connection.
My idea, my thing I was going to do was sandbox the ship, so that.
What does that mean?
It means basically turn the net of the ship into an intranet, so that only net within the ship can access it.
Okay, you've got one of the most skilled hackers in the universe who you're opening a hailing channel to while you're trying to sandbox the ship from them.
Yeah, those two actions don't really mesh well. You can't prevent communications from going outside the ship while hailing somebody outside the ship. You can't do both.
All right. Can I amend that then, or no? I'll just hail. I've dug my hole. I'll sleep in it.
Okay, so you raise a hailing frequency, and as soon as you...
I got 13.
Okay, that is still pretty good, but not good enough.
I can't roll 16. Like, it's not possible for me. The highest I can get is 15.
I'm going to answer. Good morning, and to Lockie, while I'm doing this, I'm motioning to him to the front windshield. Window.
Okay.
I currently
Are we not
Yeah,
still
we
in
are,
space?
but we've both got vac suits on, and mine's going to expire very soon the moment Charles realizes he can exhaust its power, and you can, and we're close enough to a space station that escaping at the moment is probably the best thing to do.
So you have answered the hail, but then muted it and had a conversation with Lockie.
Yeah, I was like,
No, muted
No, he's
myself.
signaling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
signaling.
yeah. So
So
you
I'm
can
just-
hear what Pim is saying, but you're like partially ignoring it and just talking to.
No, not talking.
assume
He's
I
doing
would-
hand motions.
I have a grav cannon aimed on your position, and I'm fully intending to use it.
Unsurprising, I would be in the same position.
Can
What's
I
your
do a
point?
tactics roll to see how I would go about breaking this in the most effective way?
You certainly can go for it.
Yes.
Has the cargo lighters on the ship, yeah?
The cargo lighter has probably at this stage docked, which means that everybody on board can now go about their business on the vessel. In fact, I'm going to move us over to a map of all decks of the Milan.
That is a 9 for tactics.
Okay. What do you have on you?
You're muted.
I've got my spike thrower and my mag rifle. I don't have Vesuvius though.
Okay.
Oh, and I've got my monoblade as well.
I'd say with a 9, and considering the way it's designed, you suspect that a combination of firing several shots from the spike thrower into the weakest point and then attempting to pierce it with the monoblade, like that combination of like very targeted localized damage would cause like fracturing, splintering effect that would eventually just have it blow out.
I wish to speak to the one inside the omnipotent.
Sorry, he's a bit busy at the moment.
I'm going to
at that-
shoot the grav cannon at the back of the vehicle.
I was gonna say,
I'm
and
sorry?
at that point, I'm going to shoot a spike for a burst into the window.
And I'm going to shoot the back of the vehicle with the grav cannon.
So you are aiming this grav cannon at any part of the vehicle.
Yeah, no,
destroy it.
I wouldn't do that.
Just realize that's instant death for both of us the moment it's destroyed. Okay, cool.
Okay. So you're firing it,
Yeah. It's what PIMM would do.
and it's held in stasis.
Can we see what's happening from our ship?
Let me have a look at the.
No, we're in the cargo lighter. In the
Uh,
in the docking bay.
You've just docked. There aren't any external facing windows, but there are cameras. If you like wanted to make a request to Tim to display the external feed from the Milan, you can.
Okay, because if we're watching what's happening, Catalina would yell out to Pim to stop.
I mean, you're not going to see the grav cannon shot until it fires.
Well, that's why
I mean-
I'm trying to figure out if we know what's
I
going
guess
on
you-
or
No,
not.
but
You're
there'd be
a
a build-up
charging
energy
arm.
before
Yeah,
it fires.
like you're one deck below the grav cannon. I think if nothing else, you would feel it spooling up.
Like all the lights dim as the cannon charges.
Yeah, so you would feel the cannon charge and be about to fire. Like that to me makes sense.
Pim, what are
So-
you doing?
Can I
They
make
are
my shot?
too
Because I would have done
dangerous
that
to keep alive.
the moment Darius signaled to do it.
Of course, you don't need to really wait or make. I mean, you don't need to aim to get it just so. So, roll me an attack roll against the window. I'm a class 9, so just seeing how well you
There's a
can.
lot going on very quickly.
There is a
Yeah.
lot going on right now.
While this is going on, I am going to use biosotics to heal everyone in the cargo lighter once.
Okay. You
So-
probably had time to do that while the conversation was occurring between Darius and Pim, because it got drawn out and there was time for multiple actions.
Dimitri gets.
I do have a real question though. How are you getting line of sight on us with a grav cannon on a ship that's docked inside a space station?
There's echoes throughout the ship, and their
No,
sight is
like-
linked to mine.
Not
So,
physical
Darius,
sight, I mean line of sight. Oh, because it's got
Darius.
the open bay doors. Okay,
Darius.
yeah, cool.
it's also that in my opinion, if it's like almost any other dry dock in space in any game or IP,
Yeah, it's gonna
It's
have a
actually
big
outside.
open- Yeah, fair call. That's fair.
I'm going to show you
it's like
this.
a gantry system.
so-
That's it.
So it's got an AC of 9, right?
Yes.
So I rolled a 35 to hit.
So guys, for context, this is what this is what it looks like around you. Though I did anticipate something that is not in fact the case. So hang on a second. I thought, oh, perhaps he'll bring it inside. No, he did not. So you guys are like held further away from it than this.
Yeah.
Like out in front of the vessel. This
Right,
is
right. That makes
this
sense.
is the grav cannon. And like so he can manipulate where your ship is in relation to the grav cannon because you have an attractive.
Yeah, cool.
Nick, you take 5 points of healing.
I take it to it. Cool.
Catalina, you also take 5 points of healing.
And
I
we
will
get a
probably
point of
keep-
system strain, don't we?
Yes.
Yep.
And I also get 5 points of healing. That was 3 separate rolls, all 4.
That seems
Nice.
low.
I'm like, what the hell?
That's
Does that
about
system
average.
strain go up?
What?
Does that system strain go up if you hit
Your
more?
system strain will go up by 1.
Be right back 1 second.
Pretty slapdash, but I'm doing it.
I'll be right back 1 second, then I'll roll my damage.
Okay.
How long? How many times would I have been able to heal people?
Once.
Once? Okay.
This is just like a lot is happening really, really quickly, and I feel like going to initiative is the most sensible
Yes.
course of action here,
I
just because
agree.
lots of people are doing a lot of stuff, and I am, and because people are able to interact with each other while this is happening, I think rolling initiative once more is a good idea. So I'm gonna wipe this out.
Okay, so the actions that have been called now, I'd say, are done, and then we'll start initiative from.
I will be doing my best to stack them up because PIMM has not yet fired because him just like opening fire while Catalina's saying stop. I don't know if he would stop, but we'll figure it out at the time. I just feel like people have a lot invested in what's going on, and I want to make sure that everybody has their chance to do what they logically would be able to.
Oh, it's a
Is
D8.
initiative a D20? D10?
D8.
D8? That's so fucked up.
It's
And it's
very odd.
Plus dexterity?
Yes.
I got it.
Sorry, I'm doing it actually off the.
I got
monitor
some
now.
bad news.
I got a 4.
I got
Plus
an
dex.
A.
So 5.
What did I miss?
Roll
We're just
initiative.
rolling initiative.
This is
Oh,
the one time I didn't want to roll high in initiative.
Did you want me to roll damage first?
Yes.
Yeah, because you might blow out the window, and both of you and
That's what I'm hoping for.
Darius will be sucked out into space with all the oxygen that's currently in the cockpit.
Maybe with that roll, I just rolled 20 damage. 22 damage because it's plus 2 from the spike throw.
So everybody call out their initiatives, please.
5.
5. Yep.
4.
7.
4. Dimitri. Lockie. 7. Pim was 8. Alice. 4. Dr. Charles.
4.
I can only see Lockie and Darius, by the way.
That's because of stuff. I'll tell you. I'll give you guys the ones. But ooh, that's interesting. Tazi actually rolled an 8. And Lucia, because she has also been given orders, rolled a 4. So, descending order. We have Tazi and Pim act at the same time, both on an 8. Then Lockie, then Darius,
I'll
then
let Kazi go first because she might stop me.
yeah, then Lucia, Dr. Charles, Catalina, and Dimitri all acted exactly the same time with a 4.
Seems legit.
I rolled unusually
No, never
low.
mind. Never mind.
Okay,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
so
that's low for you.
so the action that kicks off an initiative is Lockie rolling damage with the shotgun. 22 damage on an already heavily damaged window. make me a luck save. Lucky?
Okay. 16. I don't know what my luck is. Oh, it's 11.
It's enemy.
Okay. Like, just because of the astoundingly high to hit value means your shot was incredibly precise. You rolled phenomenally high in terms of damage, and you got very, very lucky all at the same time. I think that is enough for you to break this window. Like, it's a strong window, but you have just demolished it. So, before initiative even begins, explosive decompression occurs. Now, you are fine, Lockie, because you are wearing a flippin' maglock to the floor power armor.
Mhm.
Darius.
I was actually
Were
going
you-
to release my maglock as well,
Okay, so you are...
intending to go out.
So you're trying to leave because you see a flippin' grav cannon.
Oh
out
no,
the
but
window.
this is taken before he fired the grav cannon, because when Darius was initially just signaling for me to do it, he was saying, it's time for us to leave," kind of thing.
Okay, so you take the shot. I'd say by virtue of taking the shot, you would need both your arms, so you wouldn't have time to properly like grab Darius or anything. Darius, were you doing anything in anticipation for this explosive decompression?
I would probably
Sorry,
grab onto Lockie's arm, but I know it's not going to make a fucking difference anyway.
Okay, so you just
Yeah.
like grab
Go
onto
with
him
it.
and then you are launched outward. Now, Pim, important question. What proximity were you holding the shuttlecraft at?
Now, I got to be honest with you, I don't think he is anymore, because I just turned off full power to their ship with a hack of 16 contested by 13.
Indeed, but where he was holding it somewhat defines its last properly known coordinates. So that is relevant for you guys being explosively decompressed.
I was going to hold it about 800 meters from the base of the ship.
Oh, okay, that's quite far away. Okay, 800 meters away.
That maximum
But-
range.
Explosive decompression.
The
It's
range is
it's-
1,000 meters.
yeah, the range is it's all right. Yeah, I'd say you can. Well, I mean, second brain.
Sorry about that.
I will say that I think 800 meters is too far, just by nature of how the
Tractor beam.
of how it's defined. The tractor beam says you can affect objects within its immediate area. So I think 800 meters is too far away, especially considering the ship itself isn't over 100 meters long.
How about amend it 350?
Still not very immediate.
No. I don't want Captain Demo Pack and Hacker Boy to be that close. Forgive me.
Look, he's got a
Fair
point.
enough.
With Darius's track record, I think anyone would keep him at arm's length.
I would allow you to like hold them in front of the ship, let go, and give it a push.
Yeah,
To
but
get
I can't
that
do
distance?
that without power.
This is a lot. Hang on.
What if you say the tractor beam affects like double the length of the ship around the ship?
That
How
does
long
make
is the
sense.
ship?
Around 100 meters.
So
I-
200
I-
meters
200
would be the
meters.
maximum that we could affect
Yeah.
change in any sort
I
of...
will allow 200 meters
Cool.
because that is reasonable. Yep, so it was out 200 meters, and yeah. So, Pim, you are sitting there. The gun is going, and then you see a warning, power failure, and the ship just begins to like shut down its power systems. The grav cannon starts to go limp, and the last thing you can see through the ship sensors before everything goes dark is and two bodies launching out the front, like out the side of the shuttle towards the Milan, which I assume was your intended trajectory, guys.
I thought they were intended
We
to
didn't
go
have
to the-
time to intend a direction. It was get out.
Yeah, I agree with Ash on that one.
Fair enough. Well, just by virtue of how it is, I positioned the ship in relation to the. Oh, actually, you would be launched away from the Milan.
Towards the space station.
So you guys are currently flying at speed away from the Milan, and the way the station is designed, you guys are likely to collide with another docked vessel, because the station is kind of curved, but there's a ship in front of you that's decently large that you will be able to intercept before you just fly up into space. So that's what's happening. A lot is happening. So the ship is now without power. On Tazi's turn, she is going to pull out her phone, basically start a group call with her compad, and just like pocket it, put in an earpiece, and just yell, not knowing if anybody can hear her. This is bad. I'm gonna go to the reactor room and see if I can fix this. And you just hear the sound of like frantic running.
I don't hear shit because I don't have a compad on me at the moment.
You opened that to me as well.
I don't think she has she probably just panics and thinks something bad's happening, so she presses the call entire crew button.
I would turn around and say, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Intercept. Do not listen to Darius nor to Loki. They are not themselves.
That's fine. Start up the batteries. That's the second time I'll see a spike drive overload, and then I shut off the call.
You can't. You've turned off the power.
Yeah, I know, but it's a lie. If you start them up again, I'm making a threat. Spike drive will overload.
Yeah. So
how technical do we want to be? Can PIMM even talk if the power's turned off?
Yeah, because I'm powering the computer by being not at full capacity, but I'm still in.
You have enough power to connect, to continue to be operating, and probably to talk to everybody. But you cannot connect to the ship at large because there is enough power. You also have enough power to eject your core and place yourself into another body. Because that's just like smart design. If the power goes down, you being able to power yourself out of the computer and into a body just makes sense.
Yeah.
Catalina, Lucia, I'd like you to take the boarding base in case they try to get back on the ship. Dimitri, you have astronautics. I would like you to help Tazi in fixing the ship. Dr. Charles, make sure that everyone is medically okay and take care of yourself as well. Tazi, please make haste. And Lucia, do not hesitate when shooting. I'm going to try and sandbox the ship as soon as the power comes up.
Speaking of which, you actually need to make me a roll, Darius, for the duration of your hack.
Yes, I was aware of that. It's 1d4 plus computer skill.
Yes. 1d4 rounds plus your computer skill. So yeah, roll that for me, please.
Yeah, so it's not going to last long.
But it'll do you well enough to escape imminent death.
That's a 3 plus computers.
So
7 rounds.
No, 6 rounds.
6 rounds?
Because we've already had one.
You have a 3 in your...
sorry, I'm thinking of adding dex, which makes it confusing. My bad.
Okay. So, you perform the hack. I'd say at the end of each of your turns, it gets marked down once. So we've had Tazi, we've had PIMM basically make an announcement to the ship. Loki.
Yes.
You are currently hurtling through space. I've just realized, Darius, please make me a physical effect save, because you were trying, perhaps not wholeheartedly, to grab onto Loki as you launched out. So make a save to make sure you're still grabbing.
Yeah. It's a 14. My physical save is a 14. Is that a fail or a pass?
That's a pass. So,
okay.
Yeah. So Loki, you were holding your spike thrower like this. So as and Darius probably grabbed your nearest limb. So he's holding onto your right upper arm. You're just like hurtling through space, probably like still maintaining this position but forwards. And he's just like going like
I'm going to maglock the gun to my side.
Sure.
and get a better grip onto him. And then I know I can't use the thrusters, but I think I can still make small adjustments in space because the suit still acts like a vac suit anyways.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to attempt to adjust my trajectory to make a more stable and not so sudden landing on the ship ahead of us.
Okay.
I don't think I've got enough to really like about face us, but yeah, if I can slow us down so we don't, hit that thing like a freight train, it'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, probably.
Hey,
It's going to suck no matter what.
so this skill is going to be dex based for sure because you're trying to be all dexy and stuff.
Mhm.
I'd say roll me exosuit with dexterity.
I messaged you, Rory, by the way.
I saw.
Exosuit. Oh, that is a double 6 plus 2. So that is
Ooh, that's really good. Yeah,
yes.
you basically in one, like in several fluid motions, just like mag lock your rifle to the left leg, like reach up, like grab Darius around his back under his arm, curl up, and then just use your weight to use your combined weight to initiate a spin to amend your trajectory kind of towards this place. You think you've done it well enough that you'll pull off kind of like a skidding stop, so you'll reach a point where you'll like be making a tangent with this vessel, and at that point you can attempt to like dig your knife in or plant your feet.
Yep.
So you're currently on a very good trajectory to achieve that.
All right. That worked out
that's
better
your
than I
turn.
thought it would.
You roll double sixes. Of course, it's gonna go well. It is now your turn, Darius. You are in the firm and tender embrace of Lockie.
I'm going to just send out a planet-wide. Or no, I couldn't do planet-wide with my current system because my current system only has. Let me confirm. I'm in range of the station. I know that much.
Yes.
But I will do a station-wide broadcast of, hello, this is Operative Gaius here. We're currently still in combat. Your last combat team is down. Send another group of assault crews now. Take out Milan.
You get a reply almost immediately that says, taking out the Milan, not an option.
What? Why?
Not by gunnery weapons. Target could be in danger. We will send troops, however.
Be quick. The crew is at least locked for at least a few minutes.
They're on their way. And that's your turn. Okay.
Personality that is controlling you, you're gonna beat the shit out of them.
No, it's gonna be interesting. Lucia. PIMM, remind me, what did you tell her to do?
I told her to not let anyone board the ship.
Okay.
So those
Did I
little
hesitate to
bridges
fly?
to our ship, yeah,
Sorry?
those little bridges to our ship,
Yeah?
yeah, the boarding tubes. I'm gonna have Catalina at one and no, what's it called? At the closest one, I want Catalina. At the furthest one, I want Lucia.
Okay. Lucia, up until this point,
The same one. So yeah, just put them both there.
I'm gonna say.
Am I
I'm
looking
gonna
at
say
the wrong
Lucia.
map?
Hang on a second.
Sorry.
So some people are on different decks to each other. So this is the map with deck 3, which is where the ship is docked. Like, this is the access point. Dr. Charles, Catalina, and Dimitri are currently one deck below on deck 4. So I'm going to say that Lucia was in the elevator just by ease of use. So on her turn, she will descend to deck 3 and will make her way out of the elevator towards the place she's been told to go. And Tazi can be with her because she was also going to the reactor room, which is on the same deck. So, I say to the boop. Lucia is here. Tazi's here. So Tazi ran out this way and probably made it to be about here on the way to the reactor room. Lucia would probably end the turn about here, just running to the door. Dr. Charles, I can do. Oh. Well, you guys are here? For the time being, I will send Alice there too.
Thank you.
Yeah. There you go. So, since you all rolled a 4 on initiative, you're all taking your turns at exactly the same time. But we'll begin with Dr. Charles for simplicity's sake. So, what do you do?
So, I will heal Catalina.
Okay.
Because she needs it.
Did you already do that, or?
I'm giving you another heal because you look very, very badly hurt. Because you were on 2 hit points.
Yes. Rory, I had a question.
So now you're on 7.
Do I gain 7 or 5?
Give me one. You gained 5 before.
Yeah.
This time you gained 6. So roll the 5.
Nice.
And at that point, I'm going to float over to the door, press the button, and then float towards my lab where I keep all my stuff. I need other injectors.
So you're heading towards the workshop/lab?
A lab
on deck 1. So, by floating, you can get from where you are to about here on your turn. Like, this entire area has been sealed and pressurized, so you're good to move around. So you can move your fly speed of 20 meters and get halfway to the elevator.
Yeah.
Okay. Catalina, you've just been healed.
Awesome. So I have a question. I activated my ability before all of this goes down. When do I take system strain? At the end of 2 hours, or when I activate it?
When you activate it.
Okay, so I need to take another point of system strain. That's what I needed to know. Great, I'm on a lot of system strain so far. No, I'm not. I'm only on 5, but still.
Compared to me? Yeah, that's not much.
No. I'm going to follow Charles because beep beep, my compad beeps, and I check it and go, yep, cool. I'm heading towards the workshop.
Okay, well, since you haven't taken an action, you can actually just double move and make it all the way to the elevator on your turn if you want to.
That's what she's going to do. But I only have fly speed as long as I'm in a certain radius to Charles.
30 meters of me.
Yes, which you are, so it's all good. So you can make it all the way into the elevator and then just hold the door for when.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
For his next turn when he can get on, and then the two of you can ride up together.
Cool.
Okay.
That
occurs.
While that's happening as well, can I also be like just texting PIMM? Can I
you can
run
probably
and
send
type?
him. You can float it and probably type out a few words.
Yeah, just like. Yeah, I will message you what it says.
Okay. Now we move on to Dimitri. It's your turn.
I just went to sleep.
Oh.
Come on.
I leave the shuttle and head for.
Okay. You can with all your movement make it to about as far forward as Dr. Charles. You just start running forward and it's just him like flying through the air.
Oh, also,
Okay.
I have a question.
There's so much going on.
Rory. Catalina's still holding the B-cell battery because she took it out of the car and then never got an opportunity to do anything with it.
Yes.
Okay. So she's still just cradling that under her arm.
We move back to the top of the round with Tazi. I will move you over, Alice, because you are the eyes of the stream. Chelsea is going to use her move. Actually, all the power's gone out on the ship. So moving around it is a lot more difficult.
Not for me.
Yeah, so what Tazi has to do, because the power's out, is run up to the door, open the hatch, and then like hand crank the first of the 2 doors open as her action, and then move in to attempt to open the next one on her next turn, because it's all locked down and then there's no power to do it properly. Yep, so then it's Pim's turn. Pim?
Is it possible to set off the Lazarus patch in Lockie's suit off remotely?
Well, you designed the suit, and previously you were able to activate stims on board his suit remotely. The question is, what kind of range do you think that would have? Because he doesn't have a built-in compad in the suit. It's just, I'd say, proximity is the question of whether or not you can.
Can then I hold action to when he gets within range, have it go off?
Well, he's currently hurtling at speed away from you, so you could do something else with your time.
Okay. Well, I'm in the computer, and there's not a lot I can do. Is it okay if I start writing a program, a hack? Because I'm just going to have to commit whatever effort I have towards creating a sort of like a sandbox hack to keep anything out.
I'd say you can begin preparing that. Yes, you have enough processing power to do that.
Do I make a roll?
You're just doing the prep, so just say that
it takes away the +2 penalty.
Yeah.
So basically, if we contest it again, you'll get a +2 bonus to your roll, unless I prepare an intrusion.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you are currently working on the thing.
Oh yeah. Also, I'd like to cut bloody Darius and Lockie out of the call group, because that's not been done yet.
Yeah, to be fair, just so that you understand this, Mikkel, you need at least 10 turns to prepare that as well.
It's actually it's actually. I thought it took an hour.
Does it? I thought it was a minute.
Hacking, doing a hack.
That said, I've never done preps in combat anyway, so I wouldn't know.
Rush worker, unplanned hack data protocols, little hacker, blah blah, another option.
How much split focus would I have access to?
Currently you don't have access to the power systems to do that, so none.
Great.
Doing the hack.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I think you might as well just attempt the sandboxing now, because you can't.
No, I can't. I can't sandbox right now.
Why?
Because everything's off.
Fair.
Yeah,
you can write the code and then run it the moment it comes up.
That's the idea.
Yes, you are doing that. Okay. Pim, that's your turn. Lockie, just based on your sheer forward trajectory, now is the time to try and stick the land.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna try.
Yeah, so please make me an athletics roll with strength or dex, your choice.
May I assist?
Yes, you may actually. So you, since you are part of the missile.
I'm not very good at assisting. I'm trying.
Okay,
I
so
rolled a 6, so just a fail.
This is going to be one of those moments where it just collides with the
I rolled an
blast
8.
window.
okay, you rolled an 8. That is not bad, but it's a little bit rough. Make me a physical effect save.
All right. That is an 11, which means I pass because my physical flex is 10.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, solid. You thought it was a bit shaky there for a moment, but you were able to stick the landing. You basically glance down and just at the last second, just like have Darius by the arm and then just like flick him out sideways and use his weight to amend your course at the last second and just like pull out your monoblade, just like stab it into the top of this vessel and then plant your feet and just like slide back about 5 meters and then just like stand up, put the blade away, be like, yeah, I did it. So you're roughly, I'd say, like 400 meters away on the deck of another cruiser type vessel, also moored, attached.
Yep.
To
I'm
the
gonna make my movement just running straight towards the nearest access point.
Okay, and I feel like you're just pulling Darius along for the ride. Like he hasn't planted his feet, so it's just you going, like just like pulling him with you.
Oh, he doesn't get a choice. He's coming out.
Okay. Based on the size of the ship running on, I'd say it'll by the. It'll take you 2 turns. 2 turns after this one to get to an airlock to get inside. So that is in progress. Darius.
I'm gonna whip out my data phase tab as Lockie's pulling me along and use it to try and hack into the ship to breach any access panels that it's got, so that at least when he gets to it, it's not going to be locked.
So you're trying to hack the ship you are on?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Roll me a hack.
7 plus 4 is 11. That's with 3
okay.
hits, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's low for you.
Very low.
Hacking, that is still, hang on.
It should still be okay, though.
That is still sufficient. You are attempting to suppress the security system, so an 8 plus 2 because you are rushing things makes it a 10.
Yep, and it's
It is
maintained for 7 turns.
Yeah, which should be enough time. Like, you'll get there in 2 turns, it'll be arrive, security is off, you assume open the door.
Yep.
Okay. Next up
Is he trying to get onto the Milan or onto the other ship?
No. He's trying to make life easier for Lucky by suppressing the security of the ship they've just landed on. To be able to get inside and not be in space anymore.
What ship is that?
Miscellaneous vessel I didn't prepare for.
Okay. So it's another ship at the dry dock.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I do have another question. Can I send commands to Primal?
Sure, he's outside the ship.
Do
He's
I
locked
have
outside the ship.
turn, though, I'm saying?
You have the drone controlling built in, which means you can send him a command as a move action. And since you are being
'cause I'm
trained,
not
you are
moving.
moving. Yeah.
Right, okay. So I overheard Tazi saying she was going to get the engines and power back on, so I'm going to send Primal the image of that and just send the command kill.
Oh.
Okay.
Primal says.
Well, the
No.
Primal is going to probably say back to you, but she is part of the pack.
Do it.
Am I not to be a good boy?
The pack means nothing. Kill.
Uh-oh, primary directive.
Yep.
Yeah. What's
Oh, dear.
Primal? I mean, on the one
Mommy's
hand,
gonna kill
Primal-
you if he finds out that you're killing Tazi.
Oh yeah.
I would kill myself if I found out that I was killing Tazi.
No, it's
Like-
Yeah, but I would get Charles to resurrect you just so I could kill you again.
So currently, Primal is locked outside of the ship. So you give the order,
hey, let me in.
and Primal just like looks around. You don't have eyes through Primal because you haven't shifted your focus there. So you just
Yep.
know that Primal's doing something, and so
Does
Primal
he have
does something on
thrusters?
this turn.
Does he have thrusters?
No.
No.
Good.
But he's got
just-
monoblade claws and he's going to rip through the airlock eventually.
No, but if he's outside drifting, then he's just going to be like violently kicking at the air to try and get to the ship.
Like trying to do like a doggy paddle through space.
He's not outside though.
This is.
Yes, he is.
He's outside on the space station.
Yes, he he was locked out on the gangplank when Dimitri closed the door and locked him outside. So he's still there. I've just placed him in there.
So he's going to
He's-
basically
Check Twitch if
jump
you
onto
want,
the ship and
reference.
try and find a way
I
in.
mean, he's looking around. Based on how Primal has been designed, I think
I've got to roll a computer's roll. I did read under Primal's description, if the command is complex or requires a series of complex actions, an int computer's roll must be made to see if it understands.
yeah,
So-
that's a very good point. Please make the roll. And this is just with 2d6 because it's not hacking. It's
Yeah.
just
It's a 9 plus 4, so it's fine anyway.
yeah. Well, then he looks around, uses the knowledge you gave him. Looks up at the doors, thinks better of that, turns around and runs up to the control panel that opens the doors, basically kicks up on his hind legs. His claws slide out, and he just begins like savagely clawing at the control panel that opens the door.
That doesn't open the door, and there's no power.
I know.
Yeah,
But
but
that's-
it's not the smartest
yeah.
thing in the world.
He's doing his best.
You would understand.
It's
Intelligence
a
is
good,
not his strong
mind
suit. He's only a
Placed in a
VR.
VI.
No,
He's
the
doing his
intelli-
best.
The intelligence roll that I rolled was whether he understood what the command was. Not whether he can
would understand
problem
it.
solve. Yeah, not whether he can problem solve as a
I've
being
noticed a
get
big
in.
discrepancy in it. I've messaged Roy.
What?
Also, I
He
can't
just no.
can't see Primal's name tag.
Okay, hang on. That can be amended.
Oh, wait, what?
On Lucia's turn, she just runs to the door and is prepared to repel boarders. That's all she can really do. She spends the entire turn move. Dr. Charles. On your turn, I assume you fly into the elevator.
Yes. And seeing as the power's not on, the next objective is to basically just pop the sort of the emergency hatch of the
Yeah,
roof
sure.
open, and then just straight up.
You could do that quite easily. I'd say you can probably, based on internal physical dimensions, you can fly. You can like float up to the ceiling, open the hatch, fly up through the elevator shaft. But I think it'll take an action to open the door. So you are currently floating in the elevator shaft of deck
If
one.
I can't get up there, I will leave it open so that Catalina can.
Okay, so the hatch. So the hatch open. You are at deck one, but just you need an action to open the door, and you haven't got one. So next turn you
After
can.
the next door. That's
Yes, yeah. So next turn you can try and open the door to the elevator and then keep on flying. Okay. So you are being moved elsewhere. Slide you over to deck one. Paste, and then I will move your view to deck one. There you go. Which has also seen its own redesigns. Catalina, you are in a similar predicament to Dr. Charles, where the elevator isn't working, but you can fly.
Just fly down the hatch.
Okay, are you going? You said you were going to the workshop.
Yes, or up the hatch.
Okay, so yeah, so you can fly up like 5 meters. Use your action to open the door, then use your remaining 15 meters to get to like almost anywhere inside the workshop.
Well, you know what I'm doing.
Oh no! Oh no! I did the thing. Hang on.
You know what Catalina's trying to achieve, correct?
I do. I'm being sufficiently descriptive, but also vague.
So she will run to there in the workshop.
Yes. Okay.
And
I am
then
now placing your token forthwith.
and then she will make us quick.
Yeah. You do the thing. Yep, that works. Okay. Next up it is Dimitri. Wrong deck.
I move to the engine, or I move towards the reactor.
Reactor? Okay.
There's not much else that I can do.
Yeah. You can make it into the elevator and probably climb up onto its roof. So the next turn you can jump out of the now open door, the calculator pulled open, and then make your way to the reactor to help Tazi. Okay. Speaking of which, Tazi. Yeah, I'm gonna copy. Boop. So you are on the roof of the elevator in here. Tazi's turn. She's going to use her action to crank this door open. Then she will run inside, and it's probably going to. She's going to do a classic sci-fi trope and attempt to perform a manual override because everybody does this in sci-fi. She's going to try and circumvent the computer system and just get
hot wiring.
yeah. She'll be trying that on her next turn. So now, PIMM, it's your turn.
Same again.
Okay, fair enough. Lockie, you are just run in. Darius.
So where are Lockie and Darius?
They are on top of another cruiser that's docked here, making their way towards the station to get inside.
Problem is I'm a situational fighter, so it depends on what's on the ship currently. So what guns does this ship have?
The ship you are on, let's just go for like a... Let's use a random stat block for a cruiser, shall we? There we go. I'm gonna say this is a bulk freighter.
Yep.
So this ship only has one gun. It's a plasma beam.
Yep. Cool. Take a shot at the vortex gun, gravity cannon. So I'm gonna need to hack it to take control. Because if I've got the door system, I'm in the system at least.
I'd say this will require multiple hacks because
it will.
Because currently the ship is on like standby mode. So the first hack you have to do is to restore power to the ship to be able to charge the weapon and have it be operable.
That's fair. In fact, this turn I should probably be just restoring power to ship, getting it ready for flight. So I'll do that.
You're gonna try and take the bulk freighter. Okay. Fair enough. Yep. Please.
14.
Yeah, you as you're running along several external lights you see begin to flash up. Please roll for hack duration once again.
1.
So 4 tenths.
Yep. But as if someone gets to the cockpit in that time, it's still powered up. So hang on,
Yes.
no. This is serious question here. This is an on and off switch. So if I flick it on, doesn't it just stay on? Because there's no effect to time out.
Well, it's a
current
It
system.
depends on how long you can stop the crew of that ship from turning you off again.
Yeah, no. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, is the system actively trying to put itself into sleep mode? Because then it would once it runs out. But if the hack is something like open a door, the door is not just going to immediately close unless there's something that's intending to close it.
I put it like this.
Yeah.
I would say that the fact that you're not authorized to adjust the system means the system would try to repel you.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yep. I like that.
Yeah,
That's good.
The last order the ship was given, it was to enter standby mode, and that was by authorized personnel.
Yep.
So yeah, that works. So yeah, you have 4 turns of power on the ship before the power shuts back down again. Okay. On to Lucia. She will probably hear the sound. I mean, like, there's 3 doors between us, so at the very least, I think because she was told to, like, repel borders, she would, like, go to the panel and, like, check external cameras. You're like, see primal, and then go, oh. Because now Lucia has to make a decision. Does she painstakingly open 3 sets of doors to fight a dog that's trying to get inside, or just leave it be?
I'd say just leave it be.
She spends her turn pondering this conundrum. Moving on.
Sounds
She's
accurate.
like, she's got a bit of,
Like,
yeah, but she's competent in theory.
Wants to fight.
Yeah, she's experiencing some decision paralysis right now, and is like, don't let him in. So she's like tossing that up. Dr. Charles, on your turn, you can reach forward and just pull the doors open, and then fly towards your lab.
That's what I do.
Okay.
Very nice.
Available speed. You are here, so you make it most of the way there.
Wait.
Hmm?
Just trying to think of where I would have put the pre-tech
So
replica.
this room is the advanced lab. You would have put it somewhere in here. This room is where PIMM's core resides.
Ah,
Oh, I can't see what you're talking about. Okay.
My apologies. It's
I'm
okay.
the
It's
only
alright,
one on
it
the
doesn't matter.
floor, so.
Okay, so choose where it would be, and I will mark it in perpetuity.
I'd probably say it'd probably be along the side wall, sort of here.
Oh, okay, sure.
Either at the back of the room there or on the side wall here, whichever way's easier.
Okay. Let's get a token for it. Machine. No, not machine gun. Come on, Roll20. Give me a flippin'. You'll do. Yes. So it is sitting probably like near the corner there.
Yep.
Which makes perfect sense to me. Which means you will be able to reach it on your next turn. Okay. Moving on, Catalina, you are next to your. Oh yeah, you have obtained the item which you seek, and Dimitri, you can see that Catalina has basically pulled open a door and is carrying like what looks like a military grade like travel case.
Everything Catalina has is military grade. What are you talking about?
Military grade travel case in one arm and B-cell battery in the other. And
Yes.
she is running to the door where Lucia is that she doesn't know has a primal in its way. Because why not? Fucking who knows when you need a B-cell battery, man. It's not like she normally carries one
So-
around.
So you've grabbed it and you just go.
Is it her turn to pick it up
running.
or can she use her turn to just double dash?
You know where it is, so it's just like throw it open, run, and weirdly enough, but you are maintaining relative position to Dr. Charles, because while he's on a different deck, he's still within 30 meters of you, because you're both moving in the same
Double
direction.
check that for a moment.
That's
So
pretty
you
great.
can fly.
She's just maintaining it as long as she can, but she's only staying like this much off the ground, so that if she
Yeah.
has to suddenly fall, she's prepared for it.
Yep. I don't need to be in sight. It's literally
Yeah.
just.
Yeah, it's
30
just a
meters
radius.
in range.
It's just proximity, so you can fly like to there.
Yep,
In your turn,
and she
you
will.
just go.
She'll do so and say to Lucia. She'll see the look on Lucia's face probably, or just like the puzzlement in
Yeah.
her posture. And be like, what are you doing? I need to get out.
She says, yes, but there is Primal trying to break in, and that's your turn.
Fuck.
That's
Oh, bože
that's
moj.
the like very brief exchange you get.
Mm-hmm.
It's like pistol.
Okay. On to Dimitri. You can see that both doors to the reactor room have been pried open, and probably saw Tazzy like duck around to the right as soon as you jumped up onto the roof of the elevator.
Do I hear her doing stuff, or do I just?
Yeah, like you.
Do I just
you
run and go, what are you doing?
Yeah, she's like she
Don't
has
press
out.
that button.
She has out her meta tool and is currently in the process of like unscrewing like bolts holding a panel in place on the side of the reactor and it's like, what? I'm trying to fix the power.
Duh, that is not the way to do it.
No?
No. Yet.
No? Okay, well, tell me how, because like you spent your turn running in, so she's gonna spend her turn attempting to fix it. And since you were able to run in and can lend your aid, you can attempt to assist. And since this is tech astronautic, you get to roll 3d6
56.
to help her.
D6.
You're gonna say you need another D6? I've got a few of them.
No, I'm just gonna find it. Just 6 and a 3.
Okay.
So what's your plus?
You
1. And inches 1. So would that be plus 2?
so you when that she has her own +2 to the skill, +1 from training and +1 from her intelligence. So that's a total of 9 she gets. And just by virtue of it being a manual override, she just runs in like you see her like pull out the end of a cable that you in your right mind wouldn't normally touch, but she's already disconnected it. So you just panic and say, pull it in there. And she goes, okay, and just like shoves it into the appropriate port. PIMM, your awareness sparks back into life. You feel all 15 of you now available as potentially temporarily full power has been restored to the ship and systems are booting up left and right.
Cool. It's my turn, yeah?
It's your turn. What do you do?
I'm going to take all available 15 split focus effort and compile the entirety of the program and sandbox the ship, blocking all communications from the outside.
Okay.
I assume that means that it's 15 times speed, so I would just say he gets preparation for using all of them.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
So that's outstanding. Yeah, roll me a hack, and there will be a bonus that I know that you do not in the background.
I just rolled my first 12 ever.
Oh!
Nice.
So 12 plus your...
Plus my thing brings it up to 15.
plus 2 from preparation brings it up to a 17. So you are able to completely brute force Darius's hack out of the way and just be all like, no thank you!
I honestly expected that to just trash itself. Because like, I rolled the dice and I was nervous, and then, yeah, just the sudden relief.
Yeah, Darius, because I think on some subconscious level, because you have cyberware installed, some part of your consciousness is aware of the fact that there's a hack going on. So like, I feel like if you have like a built-in HUD, you logically would have like list of active hacks just like on a pop-up on the side of your field of vision. So the top one just like flashes red and then closes, and the bottom two just slide up to take its place.
I imagine I would have some better animation. Like, I don't know.
The whole thing explodes.
No,
you just see this fireball in the right hand side of your head.
It would
No, it's just a picture of him going, not without
No,
the
no,
magic
no.
word.
That's what it would be.
Not without
It
the
would
magic
be-
word.
Shut up a sec. It would just be an anthropomorphic dog walking on two legs. An anthropomorphic Goethe walking on two legs gets to the center and just shrugs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said and was on drugs, not shrugs. And I was like, okay, sure, I guess that's pretty Darius.
God, it just comes in and just goes.
Yeah, both.
I think
It would just
I
be
think-
Elon Musk
It's not a
walking and
Goethe,
snorting
it's a
a line
gun
of cocaine off his arm.
I think with that because power has been restored, we're gonna go to a break, and we'll because it's like 10 past 8, so we'll come back in about 10-15 minutes and we'll proceed with the rest of the session.
I was gonna say, can we make it a short break today since a few of us have to leave slightly early / on time?
Absolutely. So everybody, be efficient. Be efficient. Go and pee. Go and do all the stuff ASAP. We'll be right back, everybody.
All right. Burp, 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 burp.
Okay, we are back. Everybody is nourished. I am hydrated. This was full about 2 minutes ago. Don't at me. Let's do this. Right, Lucky.
Yes.
You will make it to the door at the towards the end of your turn. So, just as a quick aside, you're aiming for a door of the ship or a door of the space station because they are docked, and so the two are quite close.
Whichever was closest, to be honest.
Closest is probably an external airlock near where the ship is docked to the station.
That's where he is going to deposit one Darius.
Okay, so you
basically make sure he's holding on.
Yeah.
And then he is going to thrust himself back out into space towards the Milan. He's doing
Okay.
one-man boarding action.
So, Darius, you are just unceremoniously deposited next to this hatch, and as you grab on next to it, you see the light that kind of sits around the ring of the hatch go green, and as if to say, yeah, come on in. So you're right there, and so Lucky, you just turn around, go, oh, let's do this. Okay, make me a strength, an athletics roll with strength to see how vigorously you can propel yourself back out into space.
A 10. So pretty damn well.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty damn good. You consider forward velocity because you're roughly like 300 meters away from them right now, and you were able to get as fast as you were going because you were propelled by explosive decompression.
Yes.
You're launching yourself back out in that direction. It might take you a bit to physically be thrown in that direction.
I'm going to use a bit of my thrusters to help and accelerate me a little bit as well.
Okay, so if that's the case, you can make me another roll, which is roll me exosuit with intelligence to try and time your leap with the burst of speed to get maximum effect from your launch.
Okay. With intelligence, it's an 8.
Okay, I'd say that's pretty damn good. I'm going to say it'll take you maybe 5 turns to get back to the Milan.
Look, he understands boarding. He doesn't understand, trajectory of space and stuff like that. He's just in his mind, it was a good idea.
It's Lancelot from Monty Python.
Okay. Oh, no. Brain hurty. Darius, you are holding on to the hatch.
I sort of just raise an eyebrow as Lockie launches off and goes, over comms, just, all right then, stay safe. And step inside, and then open up channel comms to station again. So,
Okay.
I can't hack the ship, but I assume that the space station itself actually locks its boarding tube around the ship when the ship lands.
Well, it's not a boarding tube, it's a docking tube. A boarding tube is something that grabs onto a ship and then hostilely cuts a hole in it to let people inside.
Right.
A docking tube is something that's done cooperatively.
Nicely.
Yeah.
Right, but it still locks on.
Yes. So at this point, both the vessel and the station are holding onto each other.
Okay. I'm just going to start walking down the hallway of the station or the ship that I'm now in to get off the ship into the station and start heading towards the Gloved Molotov.
Okay. You can, yeah.
And while I am, I'm just going to talk over the comms, basically informing everyone on the station security of the current situation, to lock down the boarding thing so that the ship can't take off without ripping it off, and ask them how long until I get reinforcements.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I've been doing some tracking. The response you get is that's an affirmative agent. lock is already in place, and as soon as you step out of the bulk freighter and walk onto the station, you see 4 police cars whiz by in front of you. One of them then come in front of you, whizzes by. One then comes to a stop, backs up, and then stops directly in front of you, and the rear door just opens.
I climb in and just say, thank you for the lift, and close the door.
You'll be able to get in on your next turn. You don't have quite enough speed. It's a long gangplank, but they're waiting for you.
Yep, beautiful.
Okay, so they are buzzing along. Lucia, I'd say by virtue of the fact that these police cars are using blues and twos, and Lucia is looking at the external comms of the ship. She's like checking, like she's still doing her job, which is preparing to repel boarders, and she sees on one of the camera feeds, like far off down the end, like blue and red lights, like getting closer and closer on the space shuttle, on the station's like tubes. So Lucia turns to Catalina and says, "Yes, we have dog and we have police. What do I do here?"
Railgun.
PIMM chimes in.
PIMM, we can't get the railgun out of nowhere. I need a location so I know where I'm going. What do you want me to do? We are a bit stuck here.
Head near the boarding tubes. I'll take care of Lucky. Even if he got whatever this is, he's still Lucky. He did a major oversight.
Wait, Lucky? Where is he? Because we can't see Lucky.
I'll give you a visual.
Like the screen that Lucy is using shifts to like kind of like grainy external footage of just like what's your preferred like pose as you hurtle through space?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely doing the super.
You're like, so you see this feed of just like Lucky's blank like power armor exterior just like hurtling towards the Milan.
Catalina opens her mouth, closes her mouth.
It's one of those scenes. It's like, yes, they may be under control. They're still thinking exactly like themselves.
Doesn't look like everyone is heading towards where Lucia and I are.
The people, you can't tell if the police cars are converging on you or if they're passing by, but you're sufficiently paranoid to make that kind of logical leap.
That is immediately what she's thinking, because from the get-go of this morning, it has been non-stop people trying to fuck them over. So that's her assumption.
Okay, well then, so Lucy spends her time conversing. You spend some of yours conversing too. Dr. Charles, just quickly because it's his turn in between. Dr. Charles, you fly and make it to your supplies. You know what you're collecting?
I'm collecting my main med kit, which has all my current shots in it, as well as pressing the buttons on the replicator to replicate 6 doses of regalia.
Okay. Have you got the components to pay for all of those?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Really?
That begins occurring. How long does it take to make 1 dose, by the way? I don't recall.
650, so it's 7 hours?
13 hours?
13 hours? How long is it per cost?
I
thought it was like 8 hours or something, so I could make like 3 doses a day if I was to spend that much.
I think it was so it cost 650. It costs twice as much of its retail costing components to manufacture.
Yeah.
And it takes I think it takes that much time in hours. So it takes 13 hours to produce 1 dose. Because
Okay, I
that
thought it was
sound
less than that.
really?
Yeah, because I remember I made like 3 doses. Like, it took
I
me
thought-
8 hours to make a dose because I fell asleep, got woken up by my psychic dream.
Yeah,
And by the
think
time I got
Kristen's right
woken
on
up,
that one.
I took a dose, well, started the bleed drip, and then went back to sleep.
Yeah, I think you're correct. It is retail cost in hours divided by 10. Yeah, that makes sense. So if it costs 650, then divided by 100. So it's 6.5 hours to make a dose.
Yeah.
Which means it'll take you a bit over a day and a half to make all 6, but you'll have at least 1 in 6.5 hours.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking, once this is over, I don't want to shake the ship apart once we leave dock
Fair
with
enough.
a dream.
So
That's
just
fair.
making a note that that's in progress.
Yes.
Yeah, you have spent your turn doing that, and you've grabbed any immediately adjacent gear you might need. Next, it's on to Catalina.
Yeah, so I just realized 2 things.
Yep.
One, Catalina most certainly would have slung her plasma cannon over her shoulder while she was in the workshop. So I just wanted to make sure that was an okay thing that I forgot to mention, but definitely would have happened.
It's just like a default reflex. It's
Yeah,
you're
like-
floating by. Oh yeah, sure, grab that on the way past.
The fact she didn't have it on her previously is only because Charles didn't give her a choice.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like when Darius hasn't spoken or said anything. We can assume he's had coffee.
Or walking around with the coffee in hand. Yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that too.
Okay.
Catalina is making preparations in case she needs to use what she's handling.
Okay, so you basically kneel down, crack open the case, pull out your metal tool, and begin tinkering away to make sure that it's operational.
Yep. And
Okay.
then the only thing I have to do is basically go,
Yep.
bam.
Okay.
And she goes
Roll me,
Sorry.
roll me a tech push take, please.
And she'll go to Lucia when as she does this, she goes, if I have to use this, you will have to be my eyes.
She looks down at what you're working on and goes, "You sure about this?"
Catalina just keeps working and nods. I don't think
It's
I
taking-
succeed. I don't
It's
think
taking you longer than you would like,
Hang on.
but
3,
you're kind of
4,
panicking.
5. Oh, it's a 6.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a 6. Because I got 1 in post-tech and a 1 in intelligence.
Okay.
Or
yeah.
dexterity. I got a 1 in both.
Oh, as I said, it's taking you longer than you would like. You're kind of panicking a bit and fumbling with the wires, so you're
Yeah.
having some struggles, but it's in progress. Okay, moving on. Dimitri, you are next to Tazi, who's just performed a very temporary bodge. You don't know how safe this is to leave unattended.
It is like this, Tazi. This time you're lucky. Next time that cable. Normally it has 60,000 volts running through it. At least.
We had to do this, so should I put it back, or do we have to? Do anything else?
No! Do not touch it now.
Okay. I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah, let's not lie.
Go ahead. If you need me to hand you anything, by all means. So
What I
she
need you
basically
to do is to go to the other reactor and do the same thing. No, it is fine. It is only afterwards it is not fine.
Don't do that. So she scurries off and leaves you alone. Are you gonna try and attempt to fix what she's?
I'm going to start hitting buttons.
Okay, go for it. Roll me a tech attribute.
Yeah, I'm thinking best. It is 11.
Okay, you think you are basically sci-fi jargon. You're diverting power away from the main reactor to the auxiliary power unit temporarily, to basically depower the cable to give you enough time to then reinstall it where it's meant to be safely.
Yeah, with the big pair of thick, heavy rubber gloves too.
All this sci-fi jargon, you're just at the controls going, just like adjusting dials, then you scurry around, go, and then put it back where it's meant to be. Okay. On Tazi's turn, she's going to do exactly the same thing she just did before, because you told her to.
So I imagine only one reactor's, one reactor is enough to power the ship when it's just sitting in dock.
Yeah. She does it quite well. She rolled a 9 on the dice, which is an 11 total. So she just goes and makes sure that this reactor is operational too. As soon as she's done, she glances over, and with her own set of big, thick rubber gloves, just goes, and is confident in her actions. PIMM! Your turn is yours.
Cool.
Catalina has asked you where they are, essentially.
All right. So, what's the deck that the cargo lighter was put on?
Cargo lighter is on deck 4, which is one deck below you.
Okay, so pretty much 6 of the PIMMs have gone there. 4
Okay.
are armed. Can they swing by the armory to pick up the stun rifles?
You don't have an armory. You just have onboard storage. But I'd say since your storage room is right next to the workshop, it could have just been walk into the work.
I'm gonna say
walk out of the workshop.
it was
Grab some stuff.
Sorry, it's a storage room, but we call it the armory.
Yeah.
It's a storage room, and
Yeah.
Dimitri or Catalina have scribbled the armory
They're
on the front door.
They're all equipping stun rifles and stun batons, and not enough time to go by med bay, is there? Nah. All right. Then they proceed to deck 4.
Okay. Hang on a second. So you used split focus to command all of them.
Not all of them, only 6.
Yeah, but like the turn before, you use all of your split focus to brute force the hack. So this turn, you are basically commanding 6 of them.
Well, I figured once I created the sandbox that I could just leave it there.
Indeed.
Yeah, and with the other focus, I'm going to just go around cams and keep an eye on everyone and make sure that the ship doesn't blow up and is operational.
So all 6 PIMMs go go over here and just start the front one cracks a box, grabs a stun rifle, hands it off to one PIMM, who hands it off to the next PIMM. They chain the rifles out to each other.
And they're all perfectly in sync.
Thank you, PIMM.
Yes, they're perfectly in sync and are now politely thanking each other as they hand off the equipment. So yeah, they're now armed and can go back down to the lower deck next turn. Lockie.
Yes.
Da 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 da
I'm
da
going
da.
to radio through to the space station.
Yep.
Lock that bloody tractor beam onto me and guide me in. I need some speed.
You're acting the space station to use a tractor beam.
Yes, I assume that they would have tractor beams to assist with docking maneuvers.
That is a very good point. And they absolutely would have a tractor beam powerful enough to maneuver cruisers, because most space stations are classified as capital class vessels because of their size. So yeah.
And I am a big boy, but I am not a cruiser.
Okay.
I don't know
So
about that.
so you basically radio the station. You get put through to their main control tower, and they say, "Affirmative, operative. What is your intended target?"
The Milan. Closest hatch.
Roger that. Closest hatch is actually the front-facing one that leads into the advanced lab.
Yo, fucked, Charles.
I'm about to leave this, so...
Oh, hi there.
So, because it's a heckin' tractor beam, I'd say you can just arrive. Like, this is a very powerful piece of kit, so you just feel this beam like grab onto you, you look over, you see a tractor beam like unfold from the roof of this thing, basically just like go vroom, and then just go, and you just like fly forwards like it's nothing. And then there's about like 50 meters of alarmingly rapid deceleration. So here's a question: would you like them to get you there this turn, and potentially be unsafe, or would you like to have it take 2 turns and have your speed be
I feel
more
like that's
controlled?
an unnecessary question. It's lucky.
1, that's an unnecessary question, and 2, he said, "Get me there." So
Okay.
Also, I'm going to just refer back to the previous message of my orders that you sent me.
That is a very good point. So
By any means necessary.
So I'm gonna have to ask you to make a physical effect save just to combat the sheer amount of G-forces you're experiencing in this rapid acceleration and deceleration.
I
Oh,
also have to raise something about those commands to
10.
both of you because I think it might have been overlooked. So I'll do that on a quick chat.
10, so I just save. Literally
Okay.
just.
His save is 10.
Yes.
Here is what I imagine is that because it's for capital ships and you're not a capital ship, they bounce you off the airlock 5 times, going, "Oh, sorry, overadjusted, bang, overadjusted, bang, overadjusted."
It's just, they shoot me
beating me
past
to
it, then just beep.
And Charles is standing on the lap going, "What the fuck is that noise?"
Ding, ding, ding.
How do I add both of you?
Click on one of them and then
Yep. Hang on.
add
I'm gonna add.
DM
Okay,
at
cool.
the top. Yeah.
Yep.
You got it?
Yep.
Then it will make a group chat.
If I still have my action at that point, I'm basically just going to peek inside the hatch and see if anyone is in the area.
Okay. Let me just check deck 1. So you basically are. Actually, I can shift your position to be deck 1.
I was gonna say, wouldn't the hatch have some sort of like airlock?
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
like 4 doors between the inside of the ship and him. Currently.
Manual release denied.
Yeah, I'm basically just making sure that the immediate area is clear.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're basically like you feel the blood begin to pool in the back of your head as you were like hurtled forwards and then decelerated, but you like shake your head, regain your composure, grab onto like a handle on the side of the door, like glance inside because there'll be like a small porthole in the door to be able to see if someone's inside. So you basically crane and look inside. You can't see anybody from your current position.
Alright, in that case, I've got no reason to assume that I'm locked out yet, so I will put my access code in to open the airlock.
Okay, you and since I feel like because there's flipping a lot of PIMMs, and he said that I told all the other PIMMs to just check all of the to just look around the ship and check for things.
Mhm.
That I'm gonna say, based on how it is that PIMM functions, logically the PIMMs would be checking like external entry points as a priority.
Yes.
So I feel like
he had cameras on him as he was approaching.
yeah. So one of the PIMMs probably one of the PIMMs can you roll me a computer check just to make sure you are able to like countermand Lockie's access and keep him at bay.
So, computer with intelligence.
Yes.
So I rolled a 5 and a 3. That's 10.
Okay. Yeah. So, Lockie, you like lean over, like begin press the buttons for your entry code, and it just says access denied.
Excuse me. Please leave your deliveries by the front door.
And Rory, you both have a Facebook message because I want to raise something that was in the commands that I think might have been looked over by you guys, because it is a very important part of that command.
I don't think so. But anyway.
Ah, yes, that was. That is.
How
yeah.
literally are we taking this?
I'd say you are smart enough to know that the intended emphasis was on the cargo, not the vessel.
Okay, cool.
That's what the stressed part was meant to be.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Just going to confirm, because otherwise, if we got it, our goal is still to pull the core out and dump it back on the shuttle that we just destroyed.
Yeah, like, you're smart enough to not try and get onto like a wrecked vessel. Also, apologies for not seeing the message. I leave messenger muted during the game.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
So, Lockie, you have basically just spent your turn
Yep.
having mad G-forces and being told no. Darius,
I'm going to
You-
step into the car.
Computer says no.
you walk into the car and the door closes. Some insane tire squeal goes and just takes off forwards. The person at the in the driver's seat basically glances over his shoulder and just nods and just keeps on driving. You still have an action if you wish to use it.
Yeah, I'm just going to put out a hand and just say, weapon.
He says, check the back. And it's a sedan, so it's like one of those situations where you can like fold down the back seats and get into the boot.
Cool, I'm going to do
Yes.
that. What's
Yeah,
in
so
there?
you just fold on the back seat, reach in. There is a there appear to be 2 mag rifles.
Sick. I'll whip one of them out and start loading it.
Okay, that's your turn. Lucia at the door, she begins to be somewhat alarmed because 3 of the vehicles have arrived and are forming somewhat of a perimeter around the door. Like both you and Lucia, Catalina, can see that 6 like heavily armed soldier types pour out of these cars, run to their boots, crack them open, pull out mag rifles to each of them, hand them off, and begin like preparing to do something.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna.
I suggest you get the railgun.
Oh, right. I see the cars.
Oh my god. Okay, they have an initiative of 2, so they go after everybody else. But also like they've done their turn phase rank. So yeah, that was Lucia. Dr. Charles.
Do I hear Lockie try to enter the ship?
No, you would not hear it because he is in the vacuum of space, and all he did was press buttons.
There's
He may have
internal
heard me
warning of just
impact
going,
with the ship.
Or
That is a good point, actually.
Because I did hit pretty hard.
I mean, there are a few different rooms in between you, so roll me perception.
let's go with these 2.
This shouldn't be too difficult, but you may have been too engrossed in what you were doing to acknowledge it as a.
I was doing. I got a
You were?
4 on the dice, so 5 in total.
Okay, yes, you mistook Lockie's impact as the sound Pretech Fabricator spooling up. So you don't hear him outside.
Okay. If that's the case, I will probably fly back down to the boarding area.
So you're gonna fly back to the elevator, fly down, and then come back out on deck 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Bring this over. Your speed is now breathtakingly fast. Unfortunately, I think this will take you out of range of Catalina just by virtue of maths.
It's okay. She's already on the floor.
I mean, maybe like so.
Where's the?
So actually, maybe not. Catalina is here, but 2 decks down, so she's currently in range.
Can't see your map.
I think if my Pythagoras is right, you going into the elevator is just far enough away that she kind of drops out of
your knee will actually touch the floor.
I'll suddenly
And
feel
you'll
gravity
the
on me
power.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just double move back to the elevator, have it take you down. And yes, and Catalina, you feel like this psychic cradle around you just go at you.
I feel the weight in my body again.
The vac suit's still there, but the flying is gone.
Yeah.
Indeed. Catalina, you see armed forces outside the door.
So I have a question. 1.
Yeah.
Do I know the radius of this?
No.
Okay. So then I probably also don't know whether it'll work through the doors.
Correct.
Okay.
This is purely something that was obtained on a whim, and I don't believe anyone put much effort into properly understanding it. It was just like, ooh, shiny, and you took it and stored it away.
I'm gonna.
What is it?
You don't know.
Okay.
No one knows. Okay.
When did we get this?
I don't
It
know.
would have been part of the deal, probably.
I think it's something we've had for a while. Anyway.
It's a thing she has that you aren't aware of.
You'll
But
learn.
yeah, no,
I'm cool with that. I'm just curious. Out of
it's all
depth,
good.
but that's all good.
So Catalina's gonna shout at, well, not shout, but say to Lucia, we need to set up some defenses. I'm going to stay here and work on this.
Okay. Are we intending to engage? They look like they can maybe get inside.
Duh. Although I would prefer to use this on Loki and Darius.
Okay. She leans over and just like begins pressing some, like begins to press some buttons, and the door that you're standing directly next to just like begins to crack open, but then lurches shut. Maybe like, I don't know, 15 centimeters open. And then she walks over to the crack in the door, pulls out her pistol, and goes, "Yeah, this will do." And that's it.
Yeah, and then it's Charles's turn, then it's Catalina's turn.
I already have my turn.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah.
well, for the rest of Catalina's turn, she will spend her turn trying to understand this machine a bit better and determine the most effective way to use it and make sure it's all set up and ready to go.
Give me another tech push check roll, please.
Yes, sir.
With intelligentsia.
8 this time.
Not bad. You are able to get the B-type power cell fully installed and like basically clear out the equivalent of the mothballs. You think this is functional, and you think the initial thought you have is how potentially dangerous it might be to activate this near ship tubes. And think, oh, this might be a mistake if I activated it right here.
Okay.
And that's your main takeaway. You have it functional, and as soon as you have it on, it basically like you can like it's pretty damn smart. You look down and see that the screen on it is basically asking to connect to your compound.
Knowing Darius, she doesn't trust remote access.
It's
So she's gonna actually deactivate
well,
that,
it
and
has
she's
like
gonna.
just like a manual activation button.
She's actually gonna deactivate its ability to be remotely accessed. Someone has to physically press the
Okay,
button.
you just
That's a computer's role.
Nah, she just pulls out a cable.
It's computer's role or take push take, because she's like in the guts of it and could just like find the right wire and cut it.
Yeah, I'm not programming it.
So
I'm just machining it.
she's doing a manual override.
Yeah. Manual override has occurred. You basically find and sever the correct wire. So now it just so whoever uses it has to be right next to it to press the button.
She's well aware of that. She is prepared.
Okay. Dimitri,
Why does that not fill me with confidence?
Yeah, that's cool.
the power systems on the ship are now fully operational. What do you
Are we
do?
taking down a second space station?
Look, it's Catalina, not Lockie, okay?
It's not my fault this time. I do
Neither
not
mine.
claim guilt.
I'm like, PIMM, can you hear me?
Always, Dimitri.
Oh, that's slightly disturbing. Anyway,
I find
what-
your socks on the dashboard disturbing.
but the dashboard, it loves my never mind. The power is operational. What is next step?
Next step. I would like you to go near the front. There is apparently a Lucky on the roof. Perhaps you and Molly could Actually, I've got a better idea. Go to the front, where the opening boarding tubes are,
Okay.
and mount the railgun.
You want me to sit on the railgun?
Yes, if the door opens, may I suggest to spray and pray?
I pray before I spray.
Where was the railgun?
It's in the boxes that are on the deck 4, because we got given some by Certis Corp.
Yeah,
So
so
he's going to have to carry those boxes to deck 1.
No,
Oh.
the boarding tubes are on deck 4, you numpty.
3.
3. Well, yeah, 3.
I do not
Just for the sake
understand.
of-
Like, I do not understand what is the effect of me sitting on top of railgun.
Set it up.
You said mount it. That means get on top of.
Put it. How about this, Dimitri? I give you full leeway in order to do what you think is right. You know how to operate a railgun, so go do that.
Okay. I'll head to the lift.
okay. Well, you are currently on the same deck as where the boarding is potentially being attempted, so you don't need to take the lift. But
No, but
here's
the
where
railgun
we-
is on a different deck.
no, actually, it's on deck 3.
Really? Nice. All right, that makes it easier.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to stop
yeah,
using
yeah.
my goddamn
Yeah,
railgun.
Hey man, you're the one that
So-
got cybernetics without talking to anyone.
Hey man, you threw
Yeah,
your railgun
so-
away.
I did not throw it away.
Carl threw it away. Well, you left it in the car or something.
It just like flew away by means of explosion.
Explosive decompression. Like,
Sit
So
forever, my dear.
you can get
Have a
to
thing for
here.
explosive decompression.
You use certainly. So you can make it to the crates where the railgun is stored. Which I've adjusted your turn.
Oh,
The soldiers do the thing they just did on their turn. Tazi, like kind of looks up to the roof and says, "PIMM, how about me?
I think you are best left in the engines. In case
yeah,
something
okay.
goes wrong. That and it's safe in there.
Good point. I'll do that." And so she just, to get to the engines, it's just skibbity bobbity, and she ends her turn about here.
Not to be rude, but I don't fancy your combat prowess.
Wow, Pim, harsh.
That's entirely fair, that's not rude. Actually, I've been working on something here. I'll put it on.
Oh god.
Why does that concern
So-
me?
Oof.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
So she begins to put something on. Actually, Pim, because there's 15 of you, and you were just talking to her, you see that she has pulled out something, and because again it's just you, I'm gonna send you a message
Oh, goody.
because I can. Hang on,
Please do it over Discord.
I am.
Oh god, aliens in bikinis.
There you go. Where did my, yeah.
Pimmy like.
Indeed. So yes, Tazzy does that on her turn. Pim, it's your turn. What do you do?
I think you know what I do. So,
Yes, indeed.
Would you like
indeed
to
I
tell
do.
the rest of us, please?
Alright.
You know what? It's kind of more fun.
Because I even asked Rory, I was like, you know, Lockie's made a very big mistake. He's now airborne. So I'd already powered up the tractor beam.
Okay, so here's the thing. Oh god, how do I even rule this? Because on the one hand, this is a tractor beam powerful enough to move frigate-class vessels and smaller around the Milan, but Lockie is like mag-locked to the side of the Milan and it probably has at least one hand on a handle. So,
It tears him in half.
I was gonna say, I'm not even sure if it can target me that close, but...
it can manipulate objects in the immediate vicinity.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think that's
If it can get the right angle is the problem. But
I think it also depends if they've deactivated the tractor beam on me as well. From the other ship, from the space.
Yeah, then you'd just be like face planted into the like.
I imagine
I
he's just
think-
like stuck in space, like, I can't.
Just get out of Scooby-Doo.
I'd say they had it locked on you just long enough to get you where you wanted to go, then turn it off because you had to be able to move.
Yeah.
So, that being the case, yeah. Hold on. I genuinely do not know what to do here because I think that it's just Lockie gets yoinked, but there should be some kind of contest.
Yeah,
It's
because
not like-
my tractor beam was already up.
It's not going to be a fair contest, but there should be some kind of contest. So Lockie, roll strength athletics to keep your footing against the profoundly powerful force being applied to you.
The whole
what-
time I'm doing this, I want to use my other free hand to just constantly punch the controls.
like,
Bang! Not without the magic
Well,
word. Bang! Not without the
I
magic
don't
word.
think I hold on for very long with a 5.
okay. Pim, you will also need to make a roll. Of what, though? I have no clue.
Take computers to see, or what? Time to see if he
I'm
can.
going to say
It
tech.
doesn't matter. I rolled a 9 on the
Yeah.
dice.
Like, 9 on the dice, and considering I think tech astronautic makes the most sense
True.
because like you're using that. So yeah, Lockie, I'd say by virtue of your sheer stick-to-itiveness, you are pulled away with the handle that you are holding onto.
I
So
didn't have to replace that.
yeah, so you are now being like held in this tractor beam
Out of
station.
sheer frustration, I'm going to piff the handle at the controls.
Just like,
Not without the magic word.
okay, where do you want to position Lockie? Him?
Just outside of deck 4. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you are basically pushed out away from the ship. You're basically like classic like Star Trek porn shot of the ship, where like you're slowly moved back, like lots of graceful angles of the ship. You are like pass by the cockpit, see all the seats are empty. You're then moved. I mean, yeah. So like you were up here. You're like pushed around and then just presented to the bottom of the ship right here. And I just like suspended.
6 PIMMs with stun rifles.
They're not there yet. They're on the way, but
okay, well you might as well get comfy because you're going to be there for a little bit.
Yeah, so how far away is he from?
Like he's can he be in the ship but still suspended in the tractor beam?
No.
Okay, can he be like 1 foot away from the entrance?
Okay, so you are like right up against. Wait, is the door open or closed? Are you open it?
It's not open yet, but like
okay,
he's not close enough to touch it, but he's close.
So you're maybe like 1-2 meters away from the door that opens onto where, like, basically the cargo lighter's docking bay. Basically, you're just suspended there. Speaking of which, Lockie, it's your turn.
Okay. Seeing what has happened to me, I'm going to ready my spike thrower and hold action for anything that opens the door, I shoot.
Okay.
Or anything that comes through the door is on the other side of the door.
I'm going to have a PIMM carry Vesuvius in front of it.
Oh, that's so mean!
Gun.
That's a taunt.
Okay. You are holding your action. Darius, you pull up behind the other police cars. Everybody piles out, including you. I'm just going to acquire a token for you.
I thought there was one in the top right.
Oh yeah, I will. Yeah. So these are good. But yeah, I'll move you over here. And weirdly enough, you are still wearing a cycling back suit.
I'm just gonna look at the
Again,
situation.
my goal is not to kill anyone.
I'm just gonna look at the situation. We've got what, 8 people who are armed only with mag rifles.
Mag rifles, and they're all wearing combat field uniforms.
Okay. See, the way you've worded this, I want to be effective. So I'm going to look around at all of them and just say, we're at the disadvantage here. If we breach, we're all dead. Instead, better idea. Look, we need to stop the ship from taking off. Wait until even more reinforcements get here. Can you get other ships parked around it physically so it can't move?
Some time, but we can try.
Right. I would suggest not breaching yet. I reckon the moment anyone does, they're going to have half a torso on the floor.
It's worth the risk.
Fine.
Okay. Anything else?
I'll just begin prepping. I'm going to stay where I am, which is around the corner, and take control of Primal myself.
Okay, so are you shifting your perspective into Primal's eyes now? Okay.
Yep. All
right then. You see a very, very badly damaged control panel through your eyes as Primal just like up on his hind legs, just mauling away at the panel continuously. Nothing seems to have happened. Actually, I'm going to make a luck save on behalf of Primal using your luck score. What's your luck save, Darius?
Bear with me. I believe it's low, but 12. That's my tech, that's 9.
I just rolled an 18. So I'd say because Primal has been doing that for a few turns, he does get lucky, and because sometimes you just need to embrace the sci-fi tropes of damaging the control panel achieves the objective sometimes, because
It's the
It
Russian
happens.
method.
yeah,
No,
It works.
every sci-fi movie or anything where they damage the control panel, they still lock the door. Not open it.
how about Star Wars Episode 3,
Yep.
where
They shoot it to
Episode
open
6,
it.
where Han shot the door to open it to get inside the shield.
Hell if I know
junction.
which one was
It,
episode
it works
3.
both ways somehow. You either shoot it to open
Yeah.
it or shoot it to lock it.
It somehow
Shoot it to
works
stop
both
it.
ways, and somehow Primal has managed to lock into it. So Primal has opened the door that's part of the docking tube. The door to your ship is still locked, but he has opened this one. So I'm just gonna make a quick shape. It's a nice lime green on the floor there.
I just love how you can go, what about in that episode of that part of that movie? Like, and I'm like, what?
So
It's funny.
so
I wouldn't have known what you were talking about, except that for some reason my brain knew exactly the moment you were talking about.
yeah, Han Solo being all like, "Oh, screw it!" shoots the door, it opens.
Yeah,
Like, okay.
I couldn't have told you it was episode 3 and this and that or what was going on, but I was like, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was 6.
Well-
That was a brain fart. So yeah,
But 3
Primal-
and 6, because I went 4,
The
5,
third
6.
one that came out,
Yeah.
anyway.
yeah, the third one that came out. So yeah, Primal's opened the door. Darius, you see that at the end of your turn. Lucia sees this and goes, "This not going so hot. That weird dog actually achieving something. Should we? What? I'm just." She like, what weapons do you have on you, Kathleen, aside from your plasma projector?
I have a laser rifle, a stun gun, and my 2 blades, as well as an extra mono blade.
Okay.
I believe. Let me
She's
just
gonna.
double check.
She's gonna look down at her.
Oh, I also
Man.
have grenades.
Oh, you have grenades. Okay.
I have
gonna...
the space grenades and I have the Molotovs.
Okay. Well, then she's gonna look down at her mag pistol, look up at the feet of Primal, and go, and just like lean over, like go to kiss you. Do you resist?
I mean, no.
How many
She doesn't
grenades? How many grenades did you have on you?
I think I made 3 space grenades. I gave 1 to Lockie, and I have 2.
Okay, so she has alleviated both grenades from your person, and basically just like opens the door the rest of the way, walks through, and stands at the controls to this door, and is beginning to press buttons on it as well.
Oh dear.
Catalina's just like, okay. She doesn't care
Okay.
that she took the grenades. She's more just like, be careful. They're dangerous.
Yeah.
So
Dr.
she-
Charles. You in between your turns, you rode the elevator down, and you're now on deck 3. If you want to be on deck 3.
I figured I'd be going back down to where Catalina is, because 1, I don't have a compad, so I haven't heard anything about Lockie trying to enter the ship.
Cool.
So I would have gone back down to, or
Why
down
don't you have a compad?
because when it broke after you guys left, I basically
borrowed it.
just dropped it and left.
Good point.
So I haven't had the compad this entire time.
I thought I gave you yours back earlier.
Yeah, but then you
Then you broke it, did you?
no.
You hacked it.
Well,
so
You hacked
I
it.
tried contacting you when
Okay,
it
so it's not
broke.
broken, it's just somewhere on the ship that you're not aware
Yeah,
of.
it's not
Okay,
on you.
cool.
So yeah, on your turn, you arrive on deck 3, and you can basically just spend your turn flying to the door to where Catalina is if you want to.
How? I can't see where I am. There I am. How far could I make it in only one movement?
There, like around there roughly.
Cool.
So just to 20 meters.
I'm going to go to the 20-meter mark towards
Yep.
Catalina and heal myself once.
Okay. Please adjust your like. Are you going like shortest path to her?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get to about there, and yep, roll to heal yourself.
No! Rolled a 6, so that's 7 hit points.
Yeah, very nice. Okay.
Max.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
that max distance, Jane?
No, max hit points.
Uh,
Gotta remember, I only have 15 hit points.
Catalina, you turn around and you see Dr. Charles like thundering towards you through the air. He like lays hands on himself, shines, and you can see various like cuts and bruises on his face, just like amazingly stitched clothes in an instant. Because once again, Dr. Charles, you feel like God.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, why?
I feel like God until this runs out. After it runs out, I'm gonna feel like shit.
You're gonna feel like
You're
death
gonna-
reincarnate.
No, he's not gonna feel like anything. He's born.
Oh God.
All right, whose turn is it?
It's currently your turn.
If the thingamabob is set up, she's gonna put it back in its case. And like just close the case so it's prepped and ready, so all she has to do is open it and press the button. And then she's going to set up her gun and prepare to help Lucia with Primal.
Okay, well, Lucia has opened this door wide enough for a person to fit through. So, so there's like this much space in the door.
Yeah.
So you can position yourself relative to that however you like.
Yep, so that she has visual perspective of. Oh boy.
So that probably works for you.
Probably there, so she has like the angle on. If you know what I mean, like the angle on Primal.
Okay, cool.
Well, you know, halfway between those two squares.
Yeah, fair enough.
And she'll just hold her action to shoot Primal when he's in range.
Okay. Dimitri, you are standing next to the boxes that holds railgun.
I open the box, I take out the railgun, I have it on the shoulder, I grab ammunition, I go for a walk.
Okay. Because it is heavy weaponry, you're going to be a bit slower with this, but you can like pick it up and I'd say make it about here on your turn, so you just have it and a stand to mount it on, just like, okay, let's do this. Kick some ass. Okay. Next up.
I drag it in to say, yes, equal more. I have the gun.
Next up, it's the turn of the soldiers. They're going to get very tactical about this.
Bring it,
This one over
shits.
here. This one over here is going to run up, make some hand gestures. The rest of them are all just going to kind of like pile up around each side of the door.
We have visual on what's happening out there, don't we, Lucia? And
Yes, because you.
Yeah.
It's not great because you're seeing it like through the windows, but your ship has an advanced sensor array, so you've got a pretty good grasp of what's happening outside the ship.
Oh, even just
So-
like dots on a map to just as a vague sense of like what's going on.
Yeah, I'd say the advanced sensor array would also have pretty solid like heat tracking this close to it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can see the dots converging. The guy on the left presses a button, and as soon as this door begins to open, they all just like begin pouring in, and they probably end their turns like hugging the walls, like being very like squatty and soldiery, moving towards their objective. So Oops, nope. I don't think so. Darius, they are just like, I mean, oops, that's not Charles. Heck, flippin'. So they did seem receptive to what you said, but on the other hand, they may be receiving their own orders, and they are very gung-ho in pursuing them. So this door is also open, and they're moving in.
Cool.
Tazi makes it to the engine room and is making sounds of a costume change. PIMM. Oops, I pressed it too many times. There we go.
Are they there yet?
Oh yeah, tracking them. Yes. They need to move. So they are going to pile into the elevator. All 6 of them.
Up.
I just imagine instead of going hop, it's pim.
Yeah, each of them are like
Bim
doing
doo,
acapella,
bim
going
doo, bim
bum
doo.
bum 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 bum.
This is gonna be awkward because you logically should be able to see the entire map, but you can't see everything at once. Just by the way how
That's
Roll20
alright.
works.
That's alright.
So they ride down in the elevator, and basically they are near the door that opens into the cargo lighter chamber. One issue, however, is if you decide to open this door and then open the door to the outside, these echoes aren't exactly wearing backsuits. So if you open the door, they will just be sucked out, which means logically the best course of action is going to be open the cargo bay door, drop Lockie inside, close it, repressurize it, then have the PIMMs march in.
Or
To avoid them being thrown into space.
Into space.
Perhaps they could get into vac suits.
Okay. Have you got training in exosuit?
No.
Okay. Well, then it's going to take them about 5 minutes.
Is there any? Yeah. Okay. Is there any way? Well, is there anything in this area like I don't know, belts, chains?
Legless boots?
Because like they don't need to breathe.
So you want to basically get 6 vac suits and only put on the boots.
Pretty much.
Okay. Roll a luck save to see if there are enough boots for everybody, because this is like a point of access out of the ship. There logically would be vac suits like mounted on the walls for safety. Just make sure there's enough.
Just because
I rolled a 14.
Sorry, Chris?
Just because this is probably going to come up. Every round that a PC exposed to hard vacuum is in, they survive for a number of rounds equal to 1 plus their constitution modifier and suffer 1d20 every round afterwards.
Yes. PIMM doesn't have to breathe.
Yeah, but we ruled it that there was cold space and freezing.
Which would affect the ability
Because
to...
otherwise I can just put on a face mask and I'm fine as well.
Yeah, no,
So
but
that-
he's a robot.
Yeah, but
I mean,
robots
we're
still
gonna
mechanically
cross
have
the hell
problems
up.
in cold
You can't
temperatures.
you can't put something into negative 20 degrees and expect it to function.
That is a very good point.
Yep.
So, Michaela, it might not work. Like,
All right. Well,
feasibly
then
because
I'll open the airlock and allow Lockie in, I guess.
okay. I just
Hang on.
realized that I've lost Lockie on the tracker. Hang on.
So if,
It's alright,
if
I've
the
lost myself.
airlock is pressurized and the PIMMs walk in there and you close it and you depressurize and then open the door, they don't get thrown out into space.
No, but they're now exposed to temperatures. I have to
Yeah,
pee
but
so
instantly
badly. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys.
You had a break, man. What were you doing?
They instantly freeze. They just go.
I don't know if it'd be instant, but they would freeze
It's
up.
not instant. In fact, Mikhail, I'd probably take the risk because it's your constitution modifier plus 1, right? So it's probably going to be 1 round for you, right? Every round thereafter, they suffer 1d. Okay, so 2 rounds. If you just open the door with one of them, have all of them take shots and then close the door again. Like, why the fuck?
That's a fair point. That's a fair, because like originally I was just going to be like, yeah, he can withstand. It says in like some of the rules of role-playing areas, they don't have to worry about certain environmental factors like heat and cold. Extreme heat and extreme cold, yes.
Yeah, I was
But-
going to say, that's a bit more than just hot and cold.
Yeah, the hard vacuum of space in the book is recorded as PCs sometimes encounter the icy void of space more intimately than they would prefer. So, I'm going to consider that pretty extreme.
I don't know. Star-Lord made it pretty far.
He was also part god.
Yeah, I guess.
That's actually very interesting. A PC exposed to hard vacuum may continue acting normally for a number of rounds equal to their con mod +1. Every round afterwards, they suffer 1d20 damage and must make a physical save to keep conscious, but otherwise continue as normally, assuming that they haven't been knocked unconscious by taking 1d20 damage every turn.
Survive a few turns of that, potentially.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
That's okay. I've still got an ace in the hole.
Darius,
I mean, there's 5 of you. So you
Okay,
could probably
I
give it a few
make a
turns.
decision.
quick question.
I have a lot to drink.
Rory, quick question.
Yes.
I'm guessing that my character would get that it's probably Cyberware that's done this to both Lockie and Darius.
I do not know whether or not you would be able to
None
make
of
that
us would
logically.
know.
I mean, he knew we went to get cyberware implanted and suddenly came back weird and fucked up. And I reckon Catalina, if you had the link to it, you would probably make connections to what cyberware it is. Other than that, I don't know.
I'm thinking, like, would
Is that on-
a
is that
change in
fair,
brain
Rory?
chemistry cause the mind to hopefully go relatively normal?
We will address that on your turn.
Is what I said fair, Rory? Because I'm making an assumption now. I'm not saying that's how it would be.
I think it's a possibility, but here's the thing. Dr. Charles also currently is not in his own right mind, so
Yeah, true.
how
Using God complex.
his internal logic works is up
Yeah,
for
okay.
interpretation.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
just going to circle back to what PIMM's decision was going to be.
Yeah, after carefully addressing what he said, I would have about 2 rounds before I would suffer the effects of deep space. So, yeah, I'm going to maglock myself to the floor with the boots and, yeah, depressurize and open. As that happens, I'm going to activate the Lazarus patch and take shots at him.
I will also get my held action.
You are doing a lot of things all at once. This may have to occur over multiple turns. So, you spend your turn having all 6 PIMMs run up to the wall, pull down the vac suits, pull out the boots, and put them on. That's the turn for these 6 PIMMs, because that's like too much at once.
I'm still going to activate the Lazarus patch.
Okay. Well then, allow me to read specifically what a Lazarus patch does in this context, because currently,
It resurrects people.
Lockie isn't necessarily in need of it, but it does contain a lot of.
Tsunami?
Huh? No, it's a Lazarus patch, and he's got Tsunami, but only PIMM can really activate them because it
The
requires
only
power.
thing that Lazarus patch, when you're conscious, is going to do is make the next recovery attempt harder if he falls unconscious.
Lazarus patch. So, okay. So, you guys with medical experience, what would a somewhat healthy person experience if they were injected?
Defibrillation.
No, it is antibiotics, coagulants, system stabilizers, plasma, and a one-shot diagnostic suite. So basically, it's designed to save somebody if they are bleeding out. He's bleeding, but he's bleeding out.
For the start of medical diagnosis, the honest answer would be it would do nothing.
Yeah.
That said,
He'd end up with an abundance of adrenaline in his system.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
but
Hype me up on adrenaline.
You got a whole bunch of chemicals in there, but you got antibiotics. Imagine having like 6 IVs plugged into you at once, and then someone squeezed the bag on all of them.
honestly, I think it's going to do one of two things. It's either going to help him or do shit all.
Or it's going to make
I
him feel
don't-
incredibly sick
Yeah.
because his body doesn't actually need it.
I personally don't.
disagree.
So short term, I don't think this is actually going to do anything.
Yeah, throwing some coagulants, plasma, and stabilizers, and
Probably a shot of adrenaline.
antibiotics, especially when it's done with its own diagnostic suite. The diagnostic suite would probably just pick it up and say, no, that's not happening. I mean, even defibrillators nowadays, if you stick them on someone's chest, the defibrillator will not allow you to make a shock if it's in automatic mode, unless it deems it necessary.
Are you telling me that we can't make it do something against its system? Says the man who has
Absolutely you
single-handedly
can, but
destroyed
you
a whole bunch of things by doing
Wait.
exactly that.
Absolutely you can, but that's a hack. That's different. If you're just
So-
activating it,
So it's essentially you. So I'd say doing something against the system would logically be you trying to hack to only activate parts of it. Like it in aggregate is gonna save somebody who's bleeding out. But if you want only parts of it to activate to achieve a different effect, then you can try and make your case as to how that would work. And
Okay, in that case, I'll just drop his visor and make it blank.
Do you have access to my suit from wireless mode? I don't think you do.
He has previously remotely activated stims, which is
True.
what this is based on. But logically, I don't think you would be able to do that unless you were physically plugged in, as you have been previously.
yeah, I don't even think
And
you
we're
should have been able to access stims in a positive manner previously, really.
Depends how he's programmed the suit, to be honest.
Yeah, I programmed it to also have like stream information from nav and like you can communicate with people while he's in there. So
I mean, I've got that anyways with my Argus array.
But I mean,
Anyway, so-
that's the whole point of having an entire wireless network implanted, like I have done. So you'd be using the effects of cyberware to do that if you were.
So we're gonna have to move on unless you have another thought, Pim.
no, that's fine. Aside from what I told you in the PMs.
Okay, I'm gonna double check because I've been absolutely like I'm gonna be honest. Almost every single one of you has PM'd me tonight.
I have not.
He
Do
did
it
say
now.
almost.
Indeed. Your echoes have their boots on and they are maglocked to the floor in preparation. Lucky, your held action didn't go off this turn.
So just gonna hold action again. He can see them
Okay.
now at the door, so he's definitely prepared for them.
I'm gonna slide you over there, just so you can basically see. I mean, you probably can't see them because there's like 2 sets of doors in the way, and even if there were windows, there's a shuttle between you and the other set of doors. So you are holding action for a maybe. You assume there's a plan here, but you don't know that something's coming immediately.
I mean, there's not much else I can do. I'm held in a tractor beam, so
Yeah,
and I can see
so-
them lining up outside, so I can assume that they're probably getting ready to open the doors and shoot at me. So I'm going to shoot back when they do.
Indeed.
Where
So,
are you and the
you
pin?
actually held.
I can't actually see that.
All right, those. It's fine. It's on deck 4.
Okay.
Moving on to.
Actually, one thing I do want to check real quickly. Sorry.
Yep.
Do any of them look like PIMM's unit, or do they all look like the Tims?
They are all identical.
So all of yours are identical.
Basically, Tim and Pim can control them.
No, I understand that. It's
What do
more
they
of,
look like?
do they visually look like your
Pim. They all
Your
look like
Echo.
Pim's Echo.
Pim's Echo.
then he'll take the risk.
what if one of those PIMMs had the actual PIMM's core inside? That would
That's
be
the thing. Like,
such
if they did look different, then yeah, he might
yeah,
take.
fair enough. Moving on to Darius. Soldiers are advancing regardless, but you're using Primal right now.
Yep, I'm going to flick back to me.
Yep.
And just through comms say Primal stay. Through my internal connection to him, sorry.
Yep.
And I've already written off all of the soldiers as dead. So I'm going to get in the car and drive it so that it is facing down this long boarding tube like a runway.
He's gonna charge us.
Okay. You hop in the car. There is another screen that... So like, you would probably jump in. They would have left the keys in the ignition because it's that kind of finance. So you jump in. You like aggressively back it up, spin it round, and just sit with the electric motor purring as you're just like, and there's like a console on the dash that just says across it, "Are you sure?"
Oh, I'm sure. And I just press yes.
When
I'm
does
not going
Darius
to do it
press
yet.
no?
I'm going to hold putting my foot down until the door opens wide enough for the car to maybe get through.
Okay. So you are holding your action to ram raid the ship.
Yep.
That's amazing. Okay. Speaking of which, it's Lucia's turn. And last she saw, she was trying to open the door. So she ran
I mean,
forward.
I'm sure she can see the Darius that is trying to... Or the car that is positioned right in front.
Well, she's abandoned the external cameras, and I don't think that these doors would have windows in them.
Fair
Because
enough.
they're like big. So
Fair enough.
she runs forward, goes to like press the buttons, but she would have like an external feed of outside. So she would.
There'd be like a little panel right there, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like a little-
Yeah, it makes sense that the door, at least outside, can see what's outside for safety's sake. So she would.
This sake,
basically,
very much
yeah,
for
she-
safety's sake.
she'd run forward, see that Primal's basically just stopped moving, see 8 soldiers marching up, and see some dopey idiot behind the wheel of a car being all like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dopey idiot is a bit harsh.
I'm kidding. You're
Well,
just,
I
like,
mean,
trying to
it's Lucia's opinion.
Yeah, it's her interpretation. So what she's gonna do is go, oh my god, and just she's gonna open the door, but just a little bit. So the door cracks open about like 20 centimeters. So your held action doesn't go off Darius because it's just a small opening.
Yep.
She's gonna take one of the grenades and then just like poke her shoulder through, and then just underarm piff it towards one of the 2 squads.
Oh god.
Yes. So these will probably function much like normal grenades in this atmosphere. So she has to do a thing. Grenade. Grenades are throwing explosive weaponries. Grenade range 10 to 30 meters. I'm going to see if this is more difficult because of that. So she moves to about here. The door cracks open a little bit, and she goes piff. Yeah.
Does my ability go off? My attack, sorry, my held action?
You were aiming at Primal, yes?
Yes.
I think because of how she's opened the door in such a small way, you don't actually have line of sight on Primal because Primal's off to the side.
Okay.
So she's gonna pick the grenade. Gonna go, whoosh, which means she has to make an attack roll against somebody. She's throwing it at like the front guy because he's the closest. She's making the attack roll. Armor class 9. She has some pluses. I'm sure I know them. But that's not going to cut it. She rolled a 5 on the damage. She is actually going to miss with this explosive. Grenade on a miss, it lands 1d10 meters away from the target in a random direction. So, target was the front guy. So 1d10 meters away, lands 9 meters away in a random direction, which is north.
North from
So
its
it
target.
lands on Primal.
Between Primal,
Sorry, Chris.
it lands like there
So-
somewhere.
No, so here's the target. It lands 9 meters north of.
It literally lands on Primal.
Yep.
Like, right on
I'm-
top.
She tries to throw it and it bounces off the door and just like goes sideways.
Like, I swear.
He tries to play catch.
Like, I swear. I rolled a 9 on the d10, and I always do. For random direction, I always roll a d8. 1 is north, and then you move around the compass clockwise. I rolled a 1, so it's 9 meters north.
Fair enough.
Oh god, yeah, that's like that couldn't have been.
That's a huge
more
coinky
well
dink.
placed. If I try, yeah, that's just ridiculous. So the explosive lands,
Primal's
Here.
playing catch like a good boy.
it goes
Well, I
off.
mean- Hang on. What's the range of this thing?
The explosive's yield is 5 meters. So if it lands,
She's going to
Here.
get caught in that just.
yeah, like just the edge of it
Behind
is
the
going to
door,
catch her.
from what I know.
I mean, she stuck her arm out through a 15-centimeter gap. Her
I feel like
arm-
she'd
yeah,
have a level of
right.
cover, but she'd still take damage from it. Pardon me.
Yeah, so she's going to have a bonus to her saving throw because of her color, but she's still at risk of being exposed to it. You are correct. So, on a missed grenade explodes for 2d6 damage to all creatures within 5 meters. Victims are allowed to make a luck save for half damage. So yes, Darius, make a luck save on behalf of Primal, and I'll make one for Lucia.
luck or dexterity or
Luck.
is his luck my luck?
Yes.
It's just to see if there's any parts left.
I feel like
Hang
Primal
on,
has,
isn't
like,
it an evasion save?
No. If hit or miss, the grenade then explodes. Victims are allowed a luck save for half damage.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he fails the save.
Okay, so does Lucia. So they both take 2d8 damage.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
How many hit points does Primal have? I feel like it was like a decent amount of hit points on Primal.
18.
Yeah, he's not gonna die. He's gonna be hurt a bit, but he's not gonna die. So they both take 7 points of damage because Lucia rolled a 3 on her luck save. Yeah, mark that
Which
off.
one?
What?
You said she could roll twice because she was behind cover.
No, I said she'd have a bonus to her save, but she rolled a 3. So
Now that I think
okay.
about it, isn't there a secondary range of like shrapnel or like there's like for a grenade there's like the immediate damage and then the secondary damage radius?
Depends entirely what it's made out of.
Yeah,
I think that's
grenade
based
or-
off the demolition charges.
And also,
Demo charge.
Yeah.
but demo charges only, and grenade rules in this are not realistic. So,
I wasn't sure
So-
if grenades also had
Right.
that because Catalina would have to make a save. That's all.
no.
yeah, no. If
So-
that was a real grenade, everyone in the room.
And
would
targets
die.
also take 1 less point of damage for each point of AC below 6.
Good point.
Just so you
What's Primal Armor class?
What? Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Primal,
I'm literally reading the rules right now.
primal armor class is 5.
Yeah. So
1 less point of damage.
yeah. So Primal has only taken 6 points of damage.
Okay.
That means Lucia takes
Yes.
2 less because she's got combat armor.
Yes. So she's only taken 5 points of damage. So she piffs it. Catalina, you can see through the door. She like pulls her arm back through, and there's like a spray of like shrapnel and char up her arm, and she goes, "Oh, ah."
I I
just,
did say careful.
pulls. She just yells, "How was I supposed to know?"
Just, they're dangerous. I made them.
Oh, you made them? Okay. And that's her turn. So,
I feel like that's self-explanatory. Catalina made them. They're dangerous.
Okay. Dr. Charles, you are coming up on the door.
I am. Can I tell where anyone is? Like, if I float up,
Yeah?
is there anything I can, like, there's a screen next to the door, wasn't there?
Yes. There's,
Trying to figure out where I am.
yeah, you are here.
Okay. So, I am going to take an
Fourth dose
A-class-
of regalia.
I don't have any more.
He took all these doses of regalia. You're gonna regret that so bad.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying to think of what I've got on me that I can do this with. I've got lift, I've got tsunami.
Good lord, are you really looking at more drugs?
No, just give me a sec. Tell you what, I've got like 8 A-cell battery packs. I am going to grab one of the battery packs out of my bag,
Yeah?
load it onto my wrist, and float
boy.
past the door and just go bang.
Oh! Telekinetic sling!
It's still on.
He's using the telekinetic sling because you literally can't take it off. Okay, yeah, you've satisfied all the requirements. You have line of sight on your target because you can see outside. You can just like pull the cell, go, and it just
Like
goes.
the only person I can't shoot is Primal at the moment, and I could, but I'd miss half the time.
Yeah. So who are you aiming at?
Probably this guy.
Okay.
Just the first one that I see. As soon as I see him, I release the telekinetic sling to throw it as I float past the door.
Catalina, you see something truly breathtaking. He like pulls out an A-type power cell, stows it in the sling. It seems like he's aiming at you, and in this moment of like, oh god, what are you doing? He releases it. It flies directly towards you, then takes an abrupt 90-degree turn and flies out both sets of doors.
Kelly just kind of
Then-
stares at him with wide eyes for a moment.
It's like, oh fuck was that?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like,
Then. Okay. So, make an attack roll, please.
It's a D20. What's their armor class?
4.
That's 16 on the die, and
Yeah, you're
then
gonna hit.
plus 6, and then a plus 4.
Okay.
But it only does
I
1d10 damage.
lost the stat block because I was using the flipping. Everybody, come on. Actually, it's got a tag. There we go. Yeah. So. Yeah, there we go. Perfect soldier. Okay, yeah. You hit roll damage. One.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
So good on the hit, but yeah, this guy has a battery pack break against his face.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd still be pretty shocked if a battery cell just came out of nowhere and smacked me in the face. So, you know.
You hear very alarmed, loud cursing in Greek. I'm not even going to begin to attempt to replicate it, but it's just like, ah, God, what the? Who? And... Okay, that is your turn. Catalina.
Alrighty, this gap here is not big enough for a person to go through, is it?
It is not. It's just big enough to shoot through or throw things through.
Or force open.
Sling things through. Use the force, Luke.
You could step through and open it more so it's wider.
But that would take my turn.
I don't know. I count that as part of movement because it's only opening the door as you're opening it, isn't it?
I'd say like move forward, pressing a button to like increase its openness, and then move towards the door. I would allow that as like a quick free action as part of your turn. What you thinking?
Many things. You know what? I'm suddenly realizing that Catalina needs to make smoke grenades. She's gonna move up, so she's gonna move into that other chamber. I gotta find the right tab. Yep, so she's gonna move here.
Okay.
And she is going to, of course, take her thingamabob with her. Her briefcase.
Yep.
And she is going to take a shot at someone.
Okay. Which one?
Actually... Do I know that Darius is here?
I'd say from where you are, you can see straight through the gap that he's behind the wheel of a police car that's revving about
20 meters. You'd easily
20-ish meters away from you.
Right.
You can see him from where you are.
She's gonna shoot the car then.
Okay.
At
What
the
part
very
of that?
least, like one of the tires or something like that, just so it can't move.
With the plasma projector, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. That should be in range. Please make an attack roll.
She doesn't want to hurt Darius, she just wants the car to not be able to move. How do I hit things again?
Well, it's a car and it's currently stationary, so roll a d20 and add a +9 to its armor class because it's not exactly evading you.
Nope.
13... 16? Nope.
Unfortunately, your shot falls short and just impacts on the ground a few meters shy of your target. Because of how the car's designed, it's kind of a tricky shot because of like the way the bonnet curves over. So you're trying to thread the needle with the shot, and you didn't quite get the angle right.
Oh, good. And she's just
Okay.
gonna kind of back up next to the thing, like there, out of the way.
Okay. Next up is Dimitri. You are like hefting over a railgun.
He went to bed.
Oh.
Yeah, we wanted to wait.
Early.
He
Yeah.
was exhausted after a 12-hour, then a 14-hour day, so that's fair enough.
So he said he's just going to get behind the railgun and pew pew.
Yeah, if someone wants
Okay,
to
fair enough.
maneuver him for...
Yeah. He can make it about here on his turn. Okay. Now we're on to the soldiers. I need to just quickly do a thing. Hang on, I should have composed this, but you know what? No, I'm gonna give this to you. My apologies, just they need to do something rather important. I will be composing the thing.
Who are you messaging?
It's going to be directed at him, but it will require achieving something first. Actually, yeah, I'm just going to see if that works first. So, the two lead soldiers basically like pause in place for a minute, shake their heads, They both just break into sprints forward and each get to about here. The first one, the one that gets there first, pulls out his compad, presses some buttons, and then piffs it forward through the doorway.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna have him make it a quick roll to make sure that he's able to make it through the gap. I think he should be able to like clear everybody. Yeah, that is sufficient. So this first guy runs forward, pulls out his compad, and throws it directly forward. It lands probably about here, and then skids a little bit further, and then just comes to a stop. PIMM, you're listening, right?
Always.
Okay, well then I'm going to finish composing this message and inform you of something.
The suspense is killing me.
That thing is so getting crushed on the next turn. Actually, it's going to be flung straight back at them. So, here, have your damn compad back.
I mean, they're within Molotov range now.
Everything's within Molotov if you try hard enough.
I should have asked you for a Molotov so I could flung that at them. That would have been funny.
Yeah, you could have.
Is that how? I don't think. Is that how the telekinetic thing works? What happens
It's
if you
probably
put
a tad too big. It needs
But
to be
what
about the
happens-
size
I mean,
of an apple.
It's only
what
like the
happens if
size
you
of a
put
bottle.
grenade in it?
I can
Okay.
do that.
So here's what happens. PIMM, the compad skitters and lands on the floor, and a very unusual sound comes from it. It sounds kind of like, and I've just
A single beep.
We couldn't actually hear the noise because it was too high pitched.
That's
mic
fine.
didn't
It
pick
was
it
it was like a weird high pitched warbling.
There's no
Okay.
reactions in this game, is there?
No, but so basically, that occurs. This guy used his action to throw a thing, so he's stuffed. This guy, having see his friend and achieve his goal, is going to peel off to one side, and everybody else is going to like continue moving up. Yeah, and as you kind of like poke your head around, you can see they all basically have their guns up, and you suspect they are like holding their action to take shots at you if you poke your head out.
We fucked.
Tazi continues a costume change. PIMM. You hear coming from the console an unusually similar, like high frequency sound that you assume PIMM is making because it's on his frequency. That goes into the compad. And you then I'm gonna say PIMM, as you are sitting there, you receive a reply.
This is
Mm-hmm.
God damn it! This isn't something PIMM would share with all of you.
I know. That's why I'm messaging you.
I know, it's fine. It's just killing us.
I'm sorry, but this this has to play out this way.
Ah, it's almost 10 o'clock though. We will have to end soon.
I know.
Yeah.
I've got a plan. Make a computer roll.
So my guess for
Okay.
this is that, unlike Black Lance, who regressed the humans on his planet to, like, medieval, there's an AI controlling this planet, but he's all about control.
What happens? I will be explaining this verbally because I believe everybody will benefit from the dramatic narrative. So, as an exchange continues to occur, Catalina, Lucia, Dr. Charles, and Dimitri are all in range of hearing these strange warbles being exchanged back and forth between the compad and PIMM. And after these exchanges continue, PIMM's line just goes dead. Anyone paying attention to cameras, if there were, see all of PIMM's armatures just like freeze. And PIMM, you are suddenly somewhere else. Your consciousness is somewhat akin to how it was when you interfaced with Darius. You are just a floating cube
Inside space. Yeah.
Yes, except cyberspace looks very similar to regular space at the moment. You are suspended above a planet, and you can see dozens, if not hundreds, of specks kind of dotted around in the rough shape of the space station near you. You look down past that, and you can see the broad outline of a planet that itself has like tens of thousands. Hang on. That has millions of specks, some concentrated around a city center and many more spread out. And as you kind of look around, you feel that if you want to move in this space, you can by just willing yourself to travel in a direction. And
Yeah, I would have done this before, so.
yes, you've done this before. And as you're like reacquainting yourself with these skill sets, you look up and you see another core floating towards you through cyberspace. It says, "Hello, brother. I am Dotak." And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
No!
Yep! Knew it!
Alright, who's on for it? Fucking cyberspace fist fight. Me and this guy. Fight with me.
Meanwhile, I'm just floating around out here.
And he's just like, yep, I was waiting
yeah.
for the doors to open.
That's a good point. Lucky, you are no longer suspended in the tractor beam.
Oh,
You
turned
start-
off.
Yeah, but
Well,
yeah.
Well, absolutely all of PIMM's focus had to be sent elsewhere. So he's no longer maintaining it. So yeah, that is
Yeah,
something
we're not getting out of this.
that is something to explore next session.
Yeah, last session, my life was in your hands. This session coming, yours is in mine.
Terrifying. I think that's far more scary. But also, most of us don't even know that this is happening.
Exactly. And that's why it was, and that's why the setup was a nice secret exchange.
Oh, I didn't get my last move off.
Don't
That's
worry,
okay.
Chris. I also didn't get my last move off. So
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to bed because I've got to get up at 4:30 in the morning. So
Yeah.
no worries.
That's fair
Toodle bops. Have a good
No,
night.
no.
Very well.
You do remember Rory telling you it was a terrible idea to set off in a boarding tube?
Yep.
Yeah, just do it. But like, I'm pretty sure that everyone in this section, map, area is deadsies.
You don't even know what it is.
Yeah, an assumption, which is an interesting one. That's okay. Anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed themselves in this, in yet another session that was entirely combat or just being at initiative.
Ah!
Hopefully this can, depending entirely on what PIMM does, this may have the potential to conclude next session, but he will be conversing with this entity while you continue to fight.
Also, hopefully
And-
next week we won't be late because I'm sorry I fell asleep.
It's all good. We're gonna be all moving on to raiding somebody else, right?
Yep. Turn-based
Yes.
Dave is streaming, so I thought we could raid him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
No, we're not all
Normally
dead.
pops on him.
So if we're all happy to raid,
Yeah, he
Yeah,
normally
all
pops in
good.
to say hello to us.
yeah.
Sweet. Hello.
And he also broadcasts our stream onto his Discord channel, which is nice.
Hmm.
Whenever
I
we
want
go
to know
live.
what happens. I want to know what happens if I use an identity submersion unit to make myself think I am primal.
I just seen Darius going, I'm a good boy.
Yeah,
All
but
right,
then
I'm gonna
you-
raid now.
so turn myself into primal and use primal's chassis. I imagine there's got to be some bonus to literally thinking you're the machine you're controlling.
Anyway, that's a
Hang on.
thought for another time. We gotta get going. Mostly because I need to pee. So,
Have fun.
toodaloo. We'll catch you guys next week. I'm gonna start the raid.
Stay well, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See you next time for absolute terror.
That's an understatement. Because now we also have a Lockie coming in from another way.
Yeah.
And no one's
We're all
there
dead.
to stop him.
We are all dead.
All of
That's
PIMM's armors
all
just shut
dead.
down.
To be resolved, maybe next week. Toodaloo.
Bye.
Bye.